Large selection of Watkins products, including a variety of flavorings. And they have Fashion ID jewelry. Browning says, go Gators.
Community United Federal Credit Union can save you money on a low-rate auto loan, mortgage loan, or personal loan. Whether you're looking for a trendy SUV, a larger home, or a new lawnmower, our low finance rates, low monthly payments, and generous loan amounts can help you with your dream. Plus, we offer a full range of high-yield savings accounts with all accounts insured up to $250,000 by the NCUA. Visit our office at 1504 Tebow Street or our website at communityunitedfcu.com. An equal opportunity lender.
Thinking about redecorating? Lee Hardware says maybe changing up your wall color, even on the outside? Create ambiance you can't wait to come home to with rich, beautiful colors from Valspar Medallion Premium Interior and Exterior Paints. They're available at Lee Hardware and Building Supply in Waycross. Lee Hardware is a family-owned business. They feature a complete selection of lumber, millwork, and related building materials. And of course, famous Valspar paint. Lee Hardware says, go Gators!
Home isn't where you live. It's where people understand you. It's a connection to the things that really matter. At First Southern Bank, we understand what it means to live and work in our community and what our community means to the people and businesses that live here. We're your old friend and neighbor, but with a new name and a renewed dedication to the one place that matters most to all of us, home. Proud supporter of Ware County Gators football. First Southern Bank, investing in you since 1907. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Time now for Ware County Gator football. It's all being brought to you by Bone and Joint Institute, Crawford Jewelers, Southeast Mower and Saw Shop, United First Federal Credit Union, Eagle Pond, Robbie Robertson Ford, Browning's Medical Arts Pharmacy, Waycross Heating and Cooling, Community United Federal Credit Union, Lee Hardware and Building Supply, Vive Broadband, Ag South, Wilbur James Tire Pros, First Southern Bank, Farmers and Builders Supply, The Body Shop, Carolina Skiff, Mayo Clinic Health Systems, Walker Jones, Prime South and Flash Foods, and by Wendy Maddox. And now, here he is, the voice of the Gators, Brian Blunt.
And good evening to everyone as we're here at Memorial Stadium at this being homecoming night, joined by Greg Sermons, also Omar Oliver. And down on the field will be Scott Tanner, as we will soon join under the direction of Albert Bussey, the Golden Gator Band, as the color guard is coming out.
Hey, man. Left, 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 right. Left, 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 right. Left wheel, march. March time, march. Colors, halt.
Please stand and face the flag as we recite the Pledge of Allegiance. You follow our Golden Gator Band playing our national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the Golden Gator Band under the direction of Albert Bussey. So it's the Ware County Gators tonight. And toe will meet leather as we face Bradwell Institute of Hinesville. Join along once again. I explained this evening is if the voices are a little different, we are accustomed to hearing as our play-by-play the voice of the Gators, Brian Blunt. And just if we can take a second, Greg, this is Brian's 30th year of calling games, and I can't think of another time when he's even missed. He's had a great family occasion, something to celebrate this evening in a wedding and a wedding rehearsal. But I will tell you, when I talk to people in the community, they'll say, man, that guy does a phenomenal job. And let me go ahead and say, as you and I have kind of already bantered about this evening, you know, neither one of us are Brian Blunts, but we're going to do the best that we can this evening. But our community really owes a big appreciation for what he's done over the years in calling high school football and the cadence that he has, the delivery that he has. It's something special, and I'm going to pick for just a second. If on a Friday night you kind of wander through the small towns of Georgia, right, and hear other people and other broadcasts, they sound a lot like me. None of those guys sound like Brian Blunt. We have something to be proud of in this community, and Brian being the voice of the Gator and being involved in broadcasting football for 30 years.
Yeah, he's very, very good, and he's one of the best, actually. And I'm not just saying that because he's a good friend, but he knows all the ins and outs. Just being part of the crew for 10 years, if things go wrong, and when things go wrong, it's like MacGyver. I mean, he'll pull out a paper clip and a piece of chewing gum, and it'll work again. He's very, very good at that. But I'm like you. I do enjoy to listen to other places. And as far as the way you and Brian work together is good. You don't talk over each other. As far as the quality of the sound is one of the best. I mean, I've listened to other stations, and you get a lot of things that aren't necessarily the announcers talking, and ours is, Brian does the right mix of, I guess, crowd noise and being able to understand what's going on out there. But yeah, he's definitely going to be missed, and he is one of the best. He is, and one of the things that he always likes to do at this time is he likes to throw it down to his good friend Scott Tanner, just to kind of get a condition of the field and how the atmosphere is. So Scott, what's happening down your way?
Man, the field looks great tonight, Clay, and I agree with what y'all said. You know, a lot of people think Brian needs to be at the next level, and I hear that time and time again, but he's doing something important tonight, and we hope he's having a good time. But the field, you know, we had a little miss right before the rain, and, you know, you see a couple little chucks coming up out here, but the field's excellent as usual. This is probably one of the best high school fields in the South, you know, especially built from baseball. And, you know, for years ago, they played baseball in here, I mean, just 5 or 6 times, you know, a week. And now they turned it into a football field, and it's fantastic. It'll stack up with anything in the state. A little bit of dew, you can put your hand on it right now, dry as a bone, ready to play football tonight. Plus, we're going to have some of the referees wired up tonight for you too, Clay and Greg. So that'll be interesting too.
Yeah, that will be interesting to kind of get the inside, kind of the behind the scenes of what's going on there. As we talked about when we broke for commercial, maybe talking about some of the surprise players of the year. Listen, everybody in the state of Georgia knew that Dedrick Mills was going to be a standout. Dedrick's not going to play tonight. I think they've got him limited, almost like in a walking boot. They want him to be able to use tonight and maybe the off week to get up to full speed, like you talked about, in order to kind of run the string of region games to make sure that he is very healthy. But we knew that Dedrick Mills was going to stand out, but some of the surprises for me that I kind of scratched my head about that I just maybe wasn't as aware of. The first one that sticks out to me is Yeomans, number 2, Tristan Yeomans, in that he's so versatile. He plays safety, he plays wide receiver, but one of the things that we might fail to recognize, he's as good as a long snapper as there is in the state.
Yeah, we were watching some of the warm-ups there, and he can put it back there in a hurry. I think we found us a punter. Dedrick Mills was doing double duty there. I think the fact that he may have hurt his ankle a little bit, we found us a punter, just doing an excellent job. We've got some kids, Clay, you know, just falling from year to year. You hadn't really heard much about, and these guys are really, really good. I think one that stands out to me is Irvin Nard. I mean, yeah. He'll put the wood to you. He will, and that's the best way to put it. I ate dinner with him this evening.
work with him. I'm the team's chaplain, so I'll go eat their pregame meal with him. And he's the most vocal with me when I come out. And Ronnie Adams always wants a nickname. And now Ronnie Adams is an up-and-comer, and he said he gave me a nickname last week. I said, I don't know if I like that one. This kind of. So this week he said, let's go with Headhunter. And Urban Nard was giving him a hard time. But both of those guys really are that headhunter type of linebacker, a physical presence out of the backfield. I believe Urban Nard, probably the most underrated blocker on the team, very similar to Laban Falk. Those guys do not mind contact.
Yeah, and watching the Coffee game, I actually was on the sidelines, and I'll say again, which I said that night, they were huge. But what I didn't realize is how fast Xavier Holman is. He hit that corner, and I'm on the sideline, so it's away from me, but I'm thinking, we got 10 or 15 yards, that's great. And then he just kept going, and he kept going, and he kept going, and they never were able to catch him. And that really surprised me as far as his speed, because Coffee is very athletic and very fast himself. So, and that's the way it is with Ware County. I mean, a lot of years, you go into the season not knowing what, your standard guys, the ones that come back from next year, but there's always one or two guys that you haven't known anything about that turn out to be really, really good players. And we've got them again this year.
And I think that's a great assessment. The last one that I kind of want to point out, but to be fair, I talk about him all the time. I like any undersized offensive lineman. Yeah. And we've got big guys at offensive line. Nothing like Coffee, but we've got healthy guys at offensive line. Yeah. But our center, Blaine Harper, he is all fight, all might, undersized, underweight, and can get just as mean and gritty as he needs to. Now, let me say this, because his mom might hear about this. When I say mean, I only mean between the hash marks, because he is a great, very kind kid. But out there on that football field, he's as scrappy as we have ever had. And him being undersized, it's like, if you've ever seen a little bitty dog that's got the nerve just to go after this big, and like somebody needs to tell that dog he doesn't need to go after that big German Shepherd. Nobody's explained to Blaine Harper that he's undersized.
Yeah, and like you said one week, I believe the Coffee game, that take his helmet off, take the uniform off, and you think, okay, he sings in the choir and he plays in the band, maybe.
That's right. What's the cross-country team doing down there?
Yeah, but yeah, he's a really tough kid, and I tell you, like I said, I like to watch the game from the sidelines. I did that for 10 years, and you see some of these guys up close, and really some of them are actually bigger than you think. Some of them are actually smaller, but Justin Wynn is a tough-looking guy in a uniform. I guarantee you. I'd hate to be going up against him. I mean, he's got good size, but he's just a tough kid.
And in our offense, the wing T offense, the Camden County offense, similar to even the Georgia Tech offense, being able to not just be a big offensive lineman, but to be a quick offensive lineman. It's called a reach block. You've got to be able to get out and reach the block, to reach linebackers. To be his size, he can pull and trap and reach as good as any of them that we've ever had. As a matter of fact, our captains are coming out onto the field right now, and it's Keyshawn Stevenson is a captain, and just the man that you missed, Mr. Justin Gwynn, as well as Stephen Wright and Joshua Johnson. At this time, I can't make out Bradwell Institutes, but keep in mind we've got Scott Tanner mic'd up, and as soon as they head out onto the field and begin talking, we're going to let Scott Tanner. Scott, if you will, go ahead and start talking to us, and if whatever you need to do to get these boys ready, you do it.
I'll jack them up. We got number 68 for Bradwell Institute.
Okay.
Number 42, number 22, and number 30.
Thank you, Scott. And Scott's down in the middle of the field, and we're going to be able to listen in to the coin toss.
All right, the players are introducing themselves right now. Fair size for Bradwell tonight. A lot of speed I hear on this team.
All right, fellas. My name's Dr. Walker. This is Mr. Brown. All the guys in the striped shirts will be officiating your ball game tonight. And you expect a cleanly played, sportsmanlike ball game, and we'll have a great time. White, you're the visiting team. Number 30, you're going to call the coin toss before I throw it. I want it loud enough so number 3 down there can tell me 3. I want you to tell me what he said, all right? I've got a regular quarter, George Washington one side, an eagle on the other. All right. What do you call?
Heads.
What did he say? He called heads. All right. I'm going to toss it. If I drop it, I'm going to do this again. I want you to tell me what it is, and I want you to verify.
Tails. Yeah. Tails.
All right. So you called heads. The result was tails. That means green has won the toss. Green, what would you like?
Defer to the second half.
You would like to defer.
Yes,
all right. Pardon me. You don't get that yet. Green is 1, defers. Now, your choice, kick, receive, or defend a goal.
Receive.
You would like to receive. That means you have your choice at the end of the field.
Kick that way.
You want to kick this way. All right, you're going to receive on this end. If you're going to kick from that end, if you will turn your backs to your respective goals, please.
Thank you, Scott White. We have now, I've only lost one coin toss this year. We've always deferred. We did defer tonight. Justin Gwynn called for that deferment. The big banner is up. The team's ready to come to the banner. Just momentarily, your 2014 Gators, as they await their captains to join them, will be coming on out to the field, which the banner reads 2014 Homecoming. Tradition never graduates. Look, we've got the pyrotechnics tonight. Here they come. The smoke. Even have some of the parents coming out with them. And here come your Gators. Here they come. That's the announcer, Ed Flowers, suggests number 1 in the state. Ware County Gators. Let's take a 30-second break, and we'll come back for kickoff. 105.1, the home of Ware County football.
Faster is what faster does. And with Vive Internet, faster means speeds up to 25, 50, even 105 megabits per second. The fastest in town. Do everything online faster. A mountain of homework? Done. Downloading HD movies? Bust out the popcorn. Game day streaming? Game on. Now get 25 for $49.99. That's up to 25 megabits per second internet for just $49.99 a month. Call 855-565-VYVE or visit ViveBroadband.com.
Vive Broadband is a proud sponsor of tonight's game between the Gators and Bradwell Institute. And with speeds up to a mind-blowing 105 megabytes per second, Vive is also the official sponsor of Crazy Fast Internet.
And so here we are, homecoming night. As we just come to prayer, we've deferred to the second half. That means that the Gators, 11 men will come on the field in order to kick off. Tom Etheridge and his fancy soccer shoes will be on the kickoff.
Yeah, real quickly, Clay, I want to name their captains. Number 22, Luther Eccles. Junior running back. Number 30, Isaiah Barnes. Senior linebacker running back. 42, D'Angelo Smith, senior linebacker running back. And 68, Darrell Hawkins, senior tackle.
And so Etheridge leads the boys of Green out onto the field as we await kickoff. If you are aware, you can join us on the internet or just stay on the radio at 105.1. But also in FHS, the stream team of Ware County can also see where you can stream it, this football game. Etheridge places the ball down. He's lined up in the center of the field, 3 steps back and 2 over as he angles over to the side.
Looks like one of those sky kicks coming.
And it is Greg's right, a sky kick that lands on the ground, but it touches his hands, rolls into the end zone, and with high school football, that becomes a dead ball as the Ware County defense comes out onto the field.
Yeah, Tom kicks the ball pretty well, actually, for just 2 or 3 steps. I think he probably got a little more length on that one than he needed to, but it turns out good for the Gators.
You're absolutely right, Greg. As far as that's as deep, I think, as I've seen Tom kick one of those sky balls, and you get the best of both worlds there. The Gators out in their traditional 3-3, where, and I actually will check that. They might go to a 4-man front this evening, and I think that they do go to a 4-man front, but the typical names and jerseys out on the field as Bradwell brings the same wing tee that you see from Ware County. The pitch out over here to the Ware County side. As we just swallow that, he might have got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard.
Yeah, Terrence Dukes was out there waiting on him. We just had penetration into the backfield. Really, I think they actually lost a yard and a half.
You're right, Greg, they are. So that makes it second, maybe roughly around 12. Terrence Dukes, one of those that I would put in the category that Greg was talking about earlier, bigger than I thought. When you see him, he is a large guy. He's very quiet. That's one of the things that the people on the team say about him. He doesn't talk a whole bunch. He just takes care of business on the field. 2nd and 12 this early in the first quarter. As Bradwell's in the pistol formation, just a basic handoff right off the gut.
Dukes again, guys, run him down from behind. Did you see that?
Yeah, just off the right guard, and there's not much room there. Pick up maybe 3 yards.
So Bradwell shows a totally different formation. They come out now in a pistol. They go from wing T to pistol, but quite frankly, about the same result there as our defensive front just eats it up as Bradwell goes into a typical huddle, which is a little uncommon these days, but they go back into a typical huddle. Back now into the winged T with 3rd and 10. Out of the shotgun, the ball snapped. And the quarterback rolls to the right. He's under chase by Ronnie Adams and company. And the ball's picked off. It's tipped and picked off, and he's staying alive, and he's staying on his feet. Our cornerback, number 8, DeAndre Taylor, off of the pick of the hands of Bradwell. Taylor takes the ball and returns it almost to the line of scrimmage as we hear Ed Flowers scream for that Gator D.
Yeah, they kind of tried to draw us one way, but had a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and passing is not their forte. Had one receiver there, kind of had him surrounded, and the ball got tipped, and the Gators in good field position, great field position.
Either he was going to throw that ball or Urban Nard was going to eat his lunch. He did throw it, but the result was an interception as our Gators come out to the field already with play in hand, as they do not go to any type of huddle, nor do they typically do. Holloman's checking his players out to make sure everybody's in formation. One wide left. We just run it off to the right-hand side to Chapman, and he weaves his way through traffic close to a first down.
Yeah, he definitely got to the second level before he was touched, and defensive backs, looks like number 13, Terrius Vermeil, made the tackle.
And so we do have a first down. It sits on the 6-yard line, so we are 6 yards away early in the game from pay dirt as Holloman once again talks to his players and peeks at the sideline. The ball is snapped. We're running with high tempo. That's Laban Falk right off the left side. He sticks his nose in 1 or 2 yards, then driven back into the Gator backfield.
Yeah, not a lot of blocking there. He basically just barely penetrated the line, may have picked up a yard.
Laban runs really behind his pads. He sticks his nose in there, but Bradwell kind of had that one scoped out as we swap out and send Laban out. Stephen Wright back into the ball game. The 4-yard line, 2nd down, as we're trying to keep our tempo fast. Under center, the ball is snapped. A stutter step from Chapman. And I'm going to say again, he just gets back to the line. Seems like the high tempo there, we might have been a little bit out of sync.
Yeah, one of the captains, Isaiah Barnes, made the tackle. Just a good play for the defense. He had a little hole there, closed very quickly.
So we talked about the Gator tempo at the 9-minute mark. This in the first quarter. We're going to take a pause and go back into a traditional huddle. I think kind of slow ourselves down, collect ourselves as we come out in a bunched wing T formation. No one out wide. Holloman under center. He fakes the ball for something very naked, and he scores as you hear the whistle. 6 points, Xavier Holloman from the 3-yard line, puts 6 points on the board. Ware County 6, and at this time Bradwell 0.
Yeah, he just fooled everybody. We've been running some basic plays just off tackle, and we just faked a sweep, and really nobody was home.
So we've got the swinging gate open. They're going to run it out the swinging gate. They're going to go for 2, and they pass the ball to Stephen. Oh, in and out of the hands of Stephen Wright. And if you throw that one to Stephen Wright 100 times, he catches it 99. It just slipped out of his hands. But look, it's 8 minutes, 44 seconds early in the first quarter. 6-0 Gators. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Gator Football on WKUB.
Hi, this is Dr. Tamara Huff, an orthopedic surgeon at Mayo Clinic Health System. Here at Mayo, we specialize in the prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of disorders of the entire musculoskeletal system, including hand, joint replacements, and sports medicine. We will do whatever it takes to find the answers you need for your unique situation. To schedule an appointment, call 912-283-8444.
Once again, the Body Shop of Waycross sets the standard of excellence and leads the way in new technology by being the first shop in this area to use a PPG environmentally friendly high-performance waterborne paint systems. This new waterborne paint system has excellent, accurate color matching. We are your insurance-approved collision specialist and offer 24-hour towing and after-hour claims assistance, too. The Body Shop of Waycross, Brunswick Highway. Call 285-3840.
Back again, just 8 minutes, 44 seconds still left in the first quarter. The Gators have already struck pay dirt 6-0. As once again, Etheridge in the middle of the field is going to kick off the ball. Set up again for that high kind of hooch kick on the sidelines. Tom does lift it in the air, and it lands around the 15-yard line. And we keep our lanes very well. There's a tackle about the 26-yard line.
Yeah, decent field position on that last drive. 19 yards. We had the two-point conversion, just got to execute that play. It was there. And that's one thing about Coach Stevens, I think. Every time they give us an opening, we're going to go for two. I don't think he's just doing that swinging gate for show, or he's proved that he's not doing it for show. Anytime they give us that opening, he tries that two-point conversion, and that's the first time I remember us missing it when we really had it.
The first time out, the Gators allowed absolutely nothing. Let's see what the defense does as we go to a four-man front. And I think they get us all to jump. I can't even pinpoint. Let's say 2 or 3 Gators jump off of the voice of the quarterback. So I think that's a freebie 5 yards for the Tigers.
Yeah, he did a good job on that. But like I said, Clay, this is not unusual, but we've gone with that four-man front pretty much early parts of this game, which it seems to be unusual. So a lot of times we'll start in the 3 and adjust, but starting in the 4.
That's exactly right. Now, I think the reason we're doing that is that they run a wing tee similar to us. In other words, that's spreading that offensive line and 2 wings, and they're having to put another guy up there to stretch the field. But we'll see. We'll keep you posted on what the Gators do as it is 1st and 5. Under center, they come in motion once again, trying to see if the Gators are going to commit. They do the basic dive play, but we just only allow, but a late flag comes in, maybe only allowed a couple yards. Scott Tanner, do you see what that might be?
All right, we're checking right now. Looks like it could be a holding. They're talking to the Gators right now, so no face mask is what it was against the Gators. So that's going to cost them big time right here.
Yeah, I looked at being inadvertent. You're just making the tackle, and you kind of grab him high, and he's kind of cutting back on you. I thought it may be that.
That or horse collar, Greg. It was pretty high there. Same penalty, though, isn't it, bro?
Yeah, you mentioned that the refs will be mic'd, and I just want to clarify. They can't hear us, can they?
Yeah. We better straighten up if so.
Yeah, Brian's listening.
All right, so first down for Bradwell Institute on the 38-yard line. They put a player in motion to see if Ware County will kind of give away what kind of defense. They go back to the normal wing tee. And right up the gut again, the most basic play, the fullback position, just hand up the ball right off the guard and pick up just a couple of yards.
Yeah, of course, the penalty helped out. 29 on the tackle for the Gators, but Keyshawn Sims, but the penalty definitely helped out. But they look a little more organized, I guess, on this drive. They're doing the thing where they start the wing guy to kind of see what we do, something the Gators have done also. And they look a little more organized on this drive.
2nd and 8. As Bradwell comes up to the line, offensive lineman in a 4-point stance. A quick jet sweep, but we eat it up for a loss of 1.5 yards, as I think Stephen Wright just shoots through the line and gets a hold of him before he can ever get any momentum going.
Yeah, slowed him down, and Clay, looking at him in the warm-up, they didn't look that big, but actually when they line up there, the offensive line, we've got some decent size to them. Of course, we've got some pretty big defensive linemen down there also.
Yeah, the Gators always seem to be able to match, you're right, certainly the size, but just a great amount of speed. Even their size combines with speed. Roshin Collins, one of the quickest nose stars Ware County's had in a while, as Bradwell faces 3rd and 11. They go 2 wide left, 1 on the right. They're showing a passing situation, and he rolls to his left. But Terrence Dukes just loops out and says, "You're not going to be able to roll out on me." Dukes gets a sack and puts Bradwell in a punting situation.
Yeah, he's rolling to his left and never really had a chance to square his shoulders to even look for anybody. Terrence Dukes was just there waiting on him, turned him back in. Pursuit caught up with him.
11 folks keeping a lot of pressure right up the middle, too, guys. I mean, he's stacking up the center. Stephen Wright had pressure on him, too. Then, so maybe Stephen's trying to make some amends for a while ago, too.
So they come to a pretty typical punt formation as they drop their number 12, Lorenzo Brinson, back to punt. And we put back Belcher as our deepest safety on the 35-yard line. A good snap, a lot of pursuit though. A line drive as Belcher wisely calls for a fair catch and comes to his knees.
Yeah, that ball had carried a lot further than it looked like, but we had good pressure, came pretty close to blocking it, but I think they've told Jarvis Belcher, make sure you catch that ball where you won't lose yardage.
It being a live drive, knowing Jarvis Belcher, he was tempted to take it, but I think the coaches asked him to do differently as Blaine Harper and the offensive line for Ware County come out at around the 6-minute mark of the first quarter. Gators up 6-0 against Bradwell. Holloman gets everyone set in a bunched wing formation. We come around in the double handoff to Belcher in space, and he comes across the first down. He's still on his feet across the 50-yard line, maybe right at the 50-yard line. The double handoff again, where they hand off to the first running back, and he hands off to the other running back coming from the opposite angle. Pretty nifty. What do you think? Yeah, and that's something we've seen just the last couple of games, about a 19-yard gain, and that's part of the thing of the wing tee that you got to perfect, and we're getting better at it. We're sitting right on the 49-yard line, sitting at first down. We're going to do a quick fake rollout. Holloman, he's in trouble. They have him locked up for a 6-yard loss as he just came and he rolled out to the right. And for a second, you thought he had time, but then they just caved in on him. A sack and a loss. It's going to put it in a second and roughly 16 for Ware County.
Yeah, Stephon Green, a senior defensive end, just really made a good play. Never really let him get it outside and then closed very quickly.
It was so quick, no receiver really had time to get into a pattern, but Holloman back under center. As we jet sweep around to Belcher, a host of Gators out in front, but Bradwell closes the door. We might pick up a yard, but they just read it well, stretched it out, and a tackle was made.
Yeah, Isaiah Barnes, number 30, another one of the captains, just made a good play there. We're trying to hit the corner before they get there. They've got pretty good pursuit, and they've adjusted a little bit to the ease of that first drive.
That's a good thought there, Greg. They've certainly made adjustments since the first series, as we're facing kind of a third and unfortunate. There's not a lot of plays in your playbook for 3rd and 14, 3rd and 15. Holloman in the shotgun. He does a quick out pass here underneath Chapman. That underneath screen that's become so famous. And Chapman picks up maybe half of it back, a little bit more, but we're still facing a 4th and 5.
Yeah, and actually looked like he may be getting a little more of that. Just kind of had to slow down, maybe wait on a block or so, but this is really fairly close to no man's land, but looks like we're going to go ahead and punt it.
Yeah, you were thinking the same thing. I was wondering if Coach Stevens was going to scratch his head for just a moment, but instead we probably do the most conservative thing and the correct thing. We bring out Skylar Dixon, who solidified a position as punter in the 2014 season. They used the up back, Holloman, and Holloman's checking out his coach pretty closely. They could be up to something here when your quarterback is the blocking back as well. Yes, they do.
Oh, it's going to be very, very
and they
close.
Run right off tackle, and it's going to be close. Let's see, Scott Tanner, what do you think?
It is close. I mean, the forward progress might have got him by a nose. We're fixing to see in just a second. So
yeah, I almost think Scott.
They got him. They got it.
I think we got it.
Yeah.
Good eyes down there, Mr. Tanner. First down, Gators.
I got one good eye.
Yeah. Anytime you see your quarterback as the up back, or in other words, one of the people in protection, that's hint number 1. And then when he carries on a quick conversation with the head coach right before the snap, that's hint number 2. So good call, Greg, as well. That being a no man's land where you look for that play. As we look at a 1st and 10, we have new life again. The handoff to Belcher, and he's behind the blocking.
Oh, wow.
And he's upfield, 10 to 15. Oh, they stop him right at what would be probably the 2 or 3 yard line. I thought he was gone, and somebody just barely gets him. He got behind the blocking of Justin Gwynn, and we are 3 yards away from another score.
Yeah, Stephen Felton just able to get a shoe top, and we talked about that with Buster. He's probably as quick as anybody for 20, 25 yards. Maybe doesn't have that long-term speed, but very, very quick.
Holloman tries to get him to jump off sides, but he, we got a flag from the Whitecap, and he throws it right at 11 green players. We got illegal.
Yeah, we had several guys moving at once, it looked like.
You know,
go ahead, Scott.
Clay and Greg, you know what? Both of these teams have got 20, 22 seniors on here, and look, Bradwell's matching up pretty good with us with speed right now. That's amazing to me because, you know, our scat backs, when they get out, especially like Belcher, you very seldom see him get caught.
Now we're looking about 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Holloman under center. No receiver split out wide. We're bunched in the wing position. Belcher on the right wing. Handoff up the middle. We give it to Chapman. Just really nothing there for Chapman.
Yeah, number 24, Tyreek Young, came in and just caught him in the backfield, fell forward for a couple of yards. But we brought in Roisin Collins in there in the line to kind of maybe get some more beef in there since we're so close.
Yeah, I think they call that maybe the jumbo package. 2nd down, 7 yards from another touchdown. We try to get them to jump, and they do jump, I believe. And that'll get us that much closer as they give an indication of offsides.
Yep. That's just something, Clay, when we come to the line, we come up so fast. They're trying to get ready. It's like we very seldom run a play that quick, but we're up there to do it, and it worked that time. They got a little jumpy down there and thought we might be doing something on a quick basis, and we were basically just seeing what they were going to do, and they jumped off sides. Of course, they bring in some beef now.
I just noticed that. They bring in 300-plus pounds at nose guard as we're looking at 3 yards away from a touchdown.
355 is what he weighs.
355. So Blaine Harper's got his work cut out for him.
Blaine can handle him, though.
He can. We stay bunched up. The ball is snapped, and just right off of the tackle, Chapman sticks his nose in there behind the blocking and caught. Touchdown, Ware County Gators. That's now 12-0, 12-0, as Ware County, behind the running of Chapman, scores another 6 points. This 2 minutes left in the first quarter. The Gators are already up 12-0 as we look at the point after attempt.
Yeah, and the nose guard, it looked like he's 79, which I don't have a 79 listed. But yeah, Blaine could gain about 100 pounds and still be outweighed by 100 pounds.
Oh, we tried that. We lined up with the open gate again.
11 Falk on that pass.
Yeah, he hit him right in the hands.
That's the second pass later.
11
on extra points.
He ought to be able to throw. Stacy Falk was Waycross quarterback. He's pretty good in his own right, you know. So maybe that arm was being inherited from old Stacy up there.
Let's take a 60-second break, and we'll come back to Ware County Gator football. You're listening to WKUB, the home of Gator football.
Hi, this is Neil Bennett from Wilbur James Tire Pros. It's that time of year again, football season. You know what that means: more tailgates, more carpooling to practices and away games. Basically, more use out of your car. It's the time when you need your vehicle and tires to be performing at their peak. Whether you need a new set of tires, an oil change, brake service, alignment, or scheduled maintenance, we'll get the job done right the first time. For service you can trust, visit Wilbur James Tire Pros in Waycross today, or go online at wilburjamestirepros.com.
Waycross Heating and Cooling, your Carrier dealer, reminds you it's time to get your unit checked out to avoid problems later. And when your present system just won't cut it anymore, let Jeff Wade install a new Carrier heat pump and see how much money you can save on your power bill. Call 285-2303 or stop by Waycross Heating and Cooling, 1801 State Street, Waycross. Turn to the experts, and remember, there's nothing like a Carrier. Well, Clay, it's Cook 7, Bradley nothing, Coffee 7, Effingham 6 right now.
Thank you, Ray, and thank you for all that you do back at the station, keeping us posted on the games in our region. Etheridge just about to kick off again. This one not as far. This is going to park, but hits the ground and rolls out of bounds. And unfortunately, the yellow warning ticket comes out of the pocket of the line judge as Etheridge kicks it out of bounds. He wisely does not make eye contact with Coach Stevens as he marches back 5 yards to set up again. They might take the ball on the 35.
Yeah, a couple times though, in some games coming up, and possibly this game, man, those 2 points could be big. And the first time we actually had the play there, had we executed at that time, would have been close because we did not have them outnumbered, I think, because at the last minute they moved some people out there on that go for 2 or the swinging gate where we threw it out there in front of the gate and tried to get in that way, but they actually had moved some people at the last minute. So maybe he knows Tom Etheridge can make it, and we're just trying different things to see what we can do.
Yeah, and then when you miss the 2-point conversion, you're kind of chasing those 2 points for the rest of the game, trying to get it up to 14. And so we're now 12-0. We're happy to be ahead, but we want to get those point after attempts. At the 35, Bradwell just runs a quick option, but the ball's on the ground. But somehow or another, it landed on either a leprechaun or the luck of the Irish. It bounced right back up into his lap.
That was Eccles, and it did. It bounced right back where he still had his hands to take the handoff at.
Yeah, we had somebody make the quarterback pitch it a little bit early, actually. I could not tell who that was, but he pitched it a lot sooner than he really wanted to.
Stephen Wright come across and made good penetration. He set up about 3 yards like he's supposed to right across. So he might have put the pressure on him, Greg.
So now Duncan does the jet sweep, and he's got room. Sammy Burley out here on the edge. We missed one tackle as he makes it close to what I think might be a first down.
Yeah, they were able to seal the edge. That's their best offensive play tonight, and they were able to seal that edge on the left side and pick up maybe 11 or 12 yards, 11 yards.
And, Greg, to my memory, that's the first time that they've really been able to seal off one of our edges and be that productive. And so I want to give credit to Bradwell Institute. They are constantly adjusting and making adjustments, and they are finding some ways to improve as the game goes on. Now the 1st and 10, their quarterback Johnson in the shotgun takes the ball from snap and once again just runs around the right side, somewhat of a sweep, but the Gators and Stephen Wright and Irvin Nard, I think, and others kind of collapse on that.
Yeah, we actually are seeing a lot of the same type sets, same type plays. I think Ware County's been a little more vanilla to this point. We haven't really tried that, but they're doing the motion and the misdirection and stuff, and really Ware just hadn't had to yet, but I think they're putting everything out there to find something that works.
If you're wondering at home, just somewhat similar offenses facing each other. Not a lot different from what Ware County does, just a couple of different wrinkles from Bradwell. Under center, 2nd and 11, as they run a little motion to see if Ware County will react. They reset the players, look to the sideline as they're about to run out of time in the first quarter. They get the snap off, though, and run. Oh, they run a play but just met at the line.
Yeah, it looked like Stephen Wright in there, and he basically got the hand off and got tackled. May have picked up half a yard.
So that is the end of the first quarter as your Ware County Gators are leading 12-0. Let's turn it back over to the station for a 60-second break. You're listening to Ware County Gator football on WKUB.
Start living the skiff life today with America's #1 selling boat brand, Carolina Skiff. Affordable, durable, and versatile, our full line of all-purpose, all-composite boats will keep you focused on enjoying your time on the water. And with Carolina Skiff's fuel-efficient hull designs, you'll get more fun for your money for years to come. See your Carolina Skiff dealer today or visit carolinaskiff.com for more information. Go anywhere, do anything in a Carolina Skiff.
Joey is an award-winning armchair quarterback.
Oh, come on! Run the ball like I told you!
A champion that recognizes the need for speed.
My mama can run faster than that!
So when Joey heard that he could buy gas and merchandise fast with the award-winning mobile app from Flash Foods on his smartphone, naturally he was...
That's what I'm talking about!
Check prices and save money on gas. Get things for the game and get in and out in a flash with Go Blue Mobile Pay.
Touchdown! Go Gators!
The award-winning money-saving mobile app from Flash Foods. Bring out the award winner in you. Visit flashfoods.com today.
WKUB Blackshear Waycross. Let Wendy Maddox at Cobblestone Realty help you get the best value, whether you're buying or selling. Call Wendy, 912-281-7781.
So back at Memorial Stadium.
Hey, Clay, I got a guest wants to talk to you right fast like here. Sean Smoke.
Oh, Smokester, go ahead.
All right.
Hey, Clay, Evan's got a report if you want him to do it at halftime. Just let me know if you want him to come up there or not.
All right, we'll see about it. Might be tough with homecoming. We'll see, though.
Okay.
Third down. They just roll out. There's a pass underneath with plenty of room as Sammy Burley finally runs him out of bounds. It looks like Bradwell's put some nice things together here.
Yeah, another one of the captains there, 22 Luther Eccles, just made some good yardage, made a catch, and our guy hit him pretty good. He just kind of bounced off. He's a kind of short in stature, but a solid kid, and really first time, second quarter, they crossed midfield.
So we still stick with a four-man front. Our defense has not allowed any points on the board, but Bradwell seems to be digging and scratching a little more as they put twins out left, a single over to the right, and a more typical formation now. Under center, Johnson pitches the ball to the left, but we're all over it. Oh, but he slips away. We got a face mask.
Look like it, Clay and Greg. I don't know. I've seen his head whip around like that, and that's usually a bad sign.
Yeah, and Jaquez Bowles maybe shot in there and turned him in, thought it might be a loss, and it's that number 22 again. Luther Eccles is quick and solid, and he just turned it up there, and then, of course, got grabbed by the face mask. This is the deepest penetration by far for Bradwell Institute tonight.
Yeah, you know, we never call out a player's name if they have an infraction or a penalty. Now, I'm going to break that rule for just a second because I love this guy. They call him Fat Cat. Roisin Collins, he was who committed but we got to send Roisin to acting school. As soon as he pulled his face mask, he started throwing his hands in the air because he had known he'd done something wrong. We got to tell him, you got to hide it. You got to hide it better than that, Roisin. 1st and 10 as Bradwell is making progress down the field, kind of non-traditionally between penalties and some plays. 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. And they run right off a tackle. Ooh. And we meet him. Ronnie Adams helps with the tackle.
Luther Eccles again, and then took a big hit from Ronnie Adams. And Ronnie Adams took a pretty good hit from Luther Eccles too. That's a pretty good collision there.
That's a car wreck. I don't know who won that one, but pretty physical.
That was a draw there, and you're going to see Eccles all night long, guys. That's their workhorse, so we're going to see him, and his legs may tire out in here in a little bit.
So they're getting away from the wing tee. Bradwell is going to twins left with a slot, and then one out to the right with a single setback. Under center, he snaps the ball, runs off. But, man, Ronnie Adams, I think again there just comes through and eats it up. Now, keep in mind, I cannot sound like Larry Munson, but he's not a freshman. But I would say like Larry Munson, he's just a sophomore.
Yeah, and another good collision. It looks like their go-to back is going to be Luther Eccles. That's about 3 or 4 carries in a row, including a little short pass, and a pretty tough little runner.
Greg, you remember what you liked about this job down here, don't you?
Yes, sir.
You get to hear all that popping, don't you, man? The
yes, sir.
Gators popping.
That, and you can spit and scratch.
That's right. Nobody sees you.
So they go twins right. We run what's called man up with no safety help behind. They just basically a toss sweep to the right, but he's got some room. He's got some yardage, and he's trying to work his way in. He reaches for the pylon.
Short about probably 2 foot there.
There's a flag, actually.
Thank you. Yeah, there is a flag back at the 10-yard line. Looks kind of like in the holding area,
yes,
maybe.
It does. And I tell you what, that's Luther Eccles again, and he's a tough kid to bring down, I'm telling you.
Look at the way he's built, Greg.
Yeah.
From the waist down, I don't know. He looks like Earl Campbell or somebody.
Yeah, you don't want him to get ahead of steam.
No.
Yeah, but let's see, holding on Bradwell. So that's one of the reasons that bought him the yards as he fought for the pylon. There was a hold there on the corner of the play, and it backs it up to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, spot foul, so he had actually made 10 yards, I guess, before they really held there. But I tell you what, the kid's a good little runner. I mean, he's short, and it's going to take a couple of hits to get him down because he broke some tackles there and almost got it in the end zone.
Yeah, he's not going down on the first hit as we are sometimes accustomed to seeing. Bradwell comes to the line. going twins left, single setback again, under center, toss sweep to the left, and Duke stretches out his arms and gets him with a little help from his friends, but Greg, I don't think he got much. I think they even backed him up maybe a half a step or so as they face a 4th down and maybe 11.
Yeah, and you actually don't mind seeing him going side to side there. You don't want him to get his shoulders turned and going upfield. That's when he's going to be tough. But yeah, you going wide like that, most of the time we'll be able to turn it back in, and that time our speed just kind of closed it off. Now it looks like they're going to try a fairly long field goal.
So now is when we have to do math, and so if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be roughly about a 38-yard field goal as a gross field goal.
And the wind's blowing right in y'all's face.
Okay, I was going to say he's not a straight-on kicker. I thought he was.
Oh, they jumped. I don't know that they called it. It's up. What do you think, Scott?
No good, brother.
No good. Was that one a little short?
Off to the left. It wouldn't have made it, and it was short by just a couple yards.
And so we will have a change of possession here as the Gators come back on the field. But Bradwell really kicking and scratching. I mean, this is a team that
you got to feel a little fortunate they didn't get some points out of there. I know the hold helped him get down there, but he would have been about the half. There's not a half-yard line, but he'd been inside the 1-yard line on that run before the hold.
I have a feeling Coach Franklin Stevens would remark something to the effect that right now, to some degree, we've been our worst enemy with some penalties, but our offense comes out to the line on the 20-yard line. 12-0 Gators win in 8 minutes and 38 seconds left in the second quarter as we're in the twins left, but still in the wing T formation. We look to Coach Spurlock to see what the play is going to be.
Falk.
And the basic just gut play to Falk really
looked like he might have a little more, maybe got 3 yards. But if you'll notice, Clay, they went kind of away from the wing T type formations to make that drive. And just that first play from the Gators, we had some people spread out. Maybe we're going to try to spread it out a little bit. We were strictly inside the tackles most of the time until now.
So we split Yeomans out left. We also have one in the slot. Holloman out of the shotgun. He waits and throws to Yeomans just a little bit outside of his reach. But Holloman goes into what's really just a traditional pocket to try to complete a pass.
Yeah, just a little bit of behind. That's one of those routes where you kind of sit down in the zone and look for it, maybe kind of the back shoulder, and just kind of throw it a little bit too far behind him.
He was about a shoulder and a half away. I think.
There you go.
The Gators now going to a huddle. I'm watching that this evening. We don't do that real often, but they go to a huddle facing a 3rd and 7. Holloman out of the shotgun. 3 receivers. 2 wide left. They run underneath a little screen.
Oh, yeah.
Almost a little bit of, a little razzle-dazzle, but there goes a flag, and it's thrown in the position where the Gators have done something incorrectly. It's either an illegal man upfield or a holding call.
Yeah, I didn't see he got a pretty good arm because there was nobody around where the flag landed, so he threw it past some people, but really didn't need that to get the first down because we had him fooled on the screen pretty well.
You're right, and that's, one of the things about the wing T when it's bunched is that it is hard to run a screen out of. I like the fact that tonight we've gone 2 wide, even 2 wide with 1 single, and that allows us to be able to slip players underneath with the screen, and we executed that very well, other than we had the infraction upfield that negates our progress.
And actually probably behind the runner where the hold took place.
So it's 3rd and 9. See what the Gators have up their sleeve. Long snap to Holloman as he's looking down the field for a pass that's over. Intercepted as Chapman comes back to the ball and makes the tackle.
Yeah, number 14 for Bradwell, Maxwell Ash, made a really, really good interception. And we all thought it was going out of bounds, and he just goes up and really threw the ball late and threw it high.
It's one of those, as soon as it left his hands, you were pretty certain that it wasn't going to hit his intended target, but you also thought it might even slip all the way out of bounds.
Yeah.
But their defender just leaps up and tips it enough to bring it back down. And so they'll be parked on about the 32-yard line, and with only 32 yards for them to hit pay dirt. we've not flipped the field in a while. Really, Bradwell's been in pretty good field position, and once again, they find themselves in good field position.
Yeah, the whole second quarter has been played on our side of the field, actually. So we'll see what they can do with this.
Their quarterback, Johnson, under center. Oh, there's a fumble. He went away from center, but he did not have the ball. You could see it just suspend in air for just a moment, but I think he recovers the ball.
Yeah, he did, and you could see they were going back to Luther Eccles. It looked like just he's their lone back there. As they've kind of switched up, gone away from the wing T, and got a single back there, and Eccles is carrying the load right now.
And I keep trying to think of a player to compare Luther Eccles to. I like the Earl Campbell, if Earl Campbell was about 5'4".
Yeah, exactly.
but Earl Campbell's as good as I can come up with, but this is a short Earl Campbell, but he's a stocky, a force of power. Under center again, 2nd and 10. Bradwell snaps, and just right off of the guard, the gut play, nothing really there. That play's really not worked for Bradwell this evening.
Yeah, I guess they're trying to keep us honest. Big 79 for the Gators, but now Everett in there to make the tackle.
Yeah, Benaya Everett is there for a little bit of size when we go to that 4-man front. One of those guys that plays both ways. Let's look at our defense now. We got certainly Stephen Wright plays both ways. Sammy Burley plays both ways. Laban Falk plays both ways. Irvin Nard, when he's out there, plays both ways. And so good condition football players. Roisin Collins as well is out there, and he sees some offensive action. 3rd and 9 with 6 minutes and 25 seconds left in your first half. Under center goes Bradwell. He's going to roll to the left. He finds a little pocket. Roisin Collins just finds him as he begins to roll out. Roisin Collins, affectionately loved and known as the Fat Cat, sacks him back to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, he just rolled to his left, and by the time he turned around to survey the field, Roisin just ate him up.
I don't know in Ware County, as much as I've been following Ware County, let's say in the last decade, if there is a player that we've had with the size of him, with the quickness. I'm not talking about foot speed, but the pure quickness. Yeah. Roisin Collins brings it as they come out in the punt formation. We have Laban Falk as an up man to kind of help block for Belcher as he stands. Belcher does on the 10-yard line. Aha, we're there, and it's blocked. I believe that's our freshman that blocks it. As we recover it, I believe that's Jordan Turner.
It was Turner.
And that was one of those situations where he could have easily overran that thing because he was back there. He just kind of had to slow up to make sure he got it off the foot.
You know, when a true freshman touches the field of a 5A #1 ranked team, that's pretty special. Get ready to hear a lot over the years about Jordan Turner, who this time last year was in middle school.
Yeah, and I think they found out something he's pretty good at, which is coming off the corner very fast. And like I said, he could have easily overran that thing.
I have a sneaky suspicion he would beat me in a foot race.
Just barely.
All right, we come down. We're kind of, Holloman's getting all kind of people set up and changed around. He's doing a lot of talking, almost preaching. First down, we run right up the gut. No, I'm sorry.
Still going.
Still going. Now, Scott, help me out there. It was such a good fake. I'm not sure that I can do the play-by-play.
Great blocking. I mean, you know, your man. Tell us who your favorite center is right now. I mean, in a hard-working center.
Blaine Harper was helping out there.
Son, he was helping with 2 men.
Quickly under center, Holloman once again to Bolds.
Look at there.
And just keeps fighting and pushing and a lot of effort. Bolds picks up a first down, but then gets some. Now the first 4 or 5 yards he gets with help from his friends. I think, Greg, the next 3 or 4 yards he gets from his own effort.
Yeah, you like to see Bolds running like that. You know, he's kind of growing up a little bit, a little more confident in his ability, bigger and stronger, and just a really good run there. Very powerful run.
We get a fresh set of downs, 4:45 left in the first half as Belcher does the little dig move to try to get them to commit, maybe jump off. Holloman gives some more marching orders as he whispers something to Falk.
They're changing up again, Clay.
Coach Spurlock changes the play again as we quickly snap it. And he rolls out to the left, but nothing there. As soon as he starts, he has a guard pull in front of him, rolls to his left, but it's quickly collapses on him as he just go ahead, Scott.
Barnes made that tackle there, and that's one of Greg's called a couple times tonight, one of the captains of Bradwell's team, and he's all over the place.
Yeah, Isaiah Barnes, he made a lot of tackles, but then, Clay, we had 3 guys out. They basically only had 2 back there in coverage, but we were kind of clumped up together and nobody was really open.
So we're not spread anymore. We're back to a bunch wing. By bunch wing, I mean we don't have any receivers split out. We're in that true bunch wing formation. The ball's handed off to Chapman off the right tackle. Plenty of room there. The offensive line makes the work a little bit easier for him. Greg, I think he might have picked up 7 or 8 yards where we're going to be looking at maybe
3.
A third and 3, 3.5.
Yeah, Laban Falk put a really good block on that play.
Once again, the tempo picks up. The ball's handed off to Chapman off the right-hand side, and the flag comes in late. Once again, in that area, Greg, the area you don't want to see.
Yeah, they had penetration, and it's probably somebody from behind trying to keep him from penetrating, but Chapman actually made a good move to get outside and actually pick up the first down.
I have a pretty good indication that if we go to the locker room and it's 12-0, I think Coach Stevens might have some adjustments to make, shall we call it. Because I think what he would tell you is that it's not our inability to play football, but it's our inability to keep from shooting ourselves in the foot.
Yeah, actually, the penalty moves it back to the 31-yard line. The Gators were down there on about the 15.
Clay and Greg, it amazes me the size that Laban Falk and Jaquez Bowles, they've slimmed up so much. And, Bowles used to be a bowling ball too, but he's got a lot of speed now.
3rd and forever, actually just 15 yards. We bring Belcher in motion. We throw the ball right across the middle. It would have been about a 4-yard gain in and out of the hands of Bowles, but if he would have caught it, quite frankly, there were 3 defenders ready to tackle him. So we're kind of in that interesting area again where we're at 4th and 15, but this is an area where you really don't punt and you really don't kick a field goal. So let's see what we do.
Yeah, we're not.
Oh, we're bringing out soccer shoes.
Yeah, let's see. And the wind is kind of at our, look at these flags, guys. It's kind of.
All right, if we're going from the 31, let's add this be about 38, about 48-yard field goal attempt.
We'll see.
And I wouldn't be surprised to just see Bradwell run a safe defense out of this just to make sure that we're up to no good. It's down. We're going to go for the kick. It's going to come up. It's on target, but up a little short. What you think, Scott?
2 yards, brother. And he'd have had it. But
so
dead on. But
good attempt by Etheridge as we once again, we just quickly change possessions while Bradwell's coming out onto the field. Bradwell will only have 2 minutes and 47 seconds to operate with to try to get some points on the board. And Scott, if you run across Sean Smoke, certainly let him know that Little Smokester can give a report this evening. Maybe we can fit him in after our homecoming activities.
All right.
And just as a reminder to you there as well, Scott, if you don't mind coming up with a microphone. And
I will.
And we'll cover the homecoming festivities that are only about 2 minutes and 47 seconds away.
All right.
Under center, back to the wing tee. They run the sweep, and every Gator gets a touch at him. I mean, we eat him up one way and then the other.
Hard on that. I mean, that was, but they're going to run this little running back to death right here. But right now he is putting on a show as far as fighting his way. I mean, he's fighting when he's hitting the ground. He's still squirming around. So.
Yeah, Scotty broke 3 tackles and lost 5 yards.
Wrong way, wasn't it, Griggy?
So Bradwell's going to have to march some 85 yards, 84 yards in 2 minutes as they go back under center, 2nd and 7. They run out a wide sweep as once again our number 24, Kent Jackson, just sneaks up and grabs him by the ankles. And Greg, really neither team right now showing a lot of offensive prowess.
Yeah, they started out on the 16. They're up to about the 17-yard line. So they got a long way to go for a first down. They got to go to the 41.
Yeah, they backed them up a little bit more. I think now they're looking at a 3rd and 14. As the Gators might actually get this ball back, maybe tempted to call a timeout after this play. Let's see what happens. Under center, number 5, Johnson.
Penalty marker right here. It's right where I'm standing. Let's see. 3 of them.
I think there was some movement there.
4 of them. Everybody's seen the same thing.
As both teams just can't quite seem to get.
Bradwell, they back them up. They are a little jumpy.
And Clay, you think right here with 3 timeouts, now down, actually 3 timeouts, that we would really try to conserve some clock.
We just took a timeout there. So with that timeout, with only a minute 27 seconds left in this first half, let's take a 60-second break. You're listening to WKUB, the home of Ware County football.
Crawford Jewelers, your hometown jeweler since 1957, is a proud supporter and radio sponsor of the mighty Ware County Gators. Crawford Jewelers was built on quality, integrity, and service. Diamond professionals and GIA graduates are waiting to serve you. Like the Gators, Crawford Jewelers are #1 by Reader's Choice 2013. 24-hour shopping at CrawfordJewelers.net. And go Gators!
When it's speed, quality, and reliability that you want and need, but price is also an issue, look no further than Dixie Chopper. Dixie Chopper offers a variety of zero-turn lawnmowers that fit every yard and every budget. See them today at your local Dixie Chopper dealer, Southeast Mower and Saw Shop, 2294 Brunswick Highway Waycross, behind the mall, or visit us at DixieChopper.com. Remember, Dixie Chopper is the world's fastest lawnmower, and there's one that's just perfect for your lawn.
Clay, it's Cook 14, Bradley nothing, Coffee 14, Effingham 6.
Effingham hanging in there against Coffee County as our very own Ware County Gators are up 12-0. Only a minute and 27 seconds left in the second half, but Bradwell is on the 19 yards. They're 81 yards away from getting points. Toss sweep out to the right, pretty safe. And Laban's Falk comes all the way across the field from his linebacker position to just eat that up.
Yeah, pick up about 4 yards out to the 14, and a long way to go. Minute 12 left, and
another timeout.
Another timeout
as well. So they're going to take another timeout because we have some to spend. It'll be 4th down and 16 as they're going to have to punt the ball over to Ware County. We should be in good field position. Let's break for 30 seconds. You're listening to WKUB, the home of Ware County football.
Time to transform your inner beauty.
Yes.
Make that interior beauty
even better.
It's the new paint studio at Ace.
Believe it.
Luxurious color from Valspar Optimus and Valspar Aspire.
It's a color troublers.
Exclusively at Ace.
Be sure and stop by and meet Ham Parr, your new paint manager in Nahana, and see Ian McFadden in the paint studio in Blackshire.
Ace is a place with helpful hardware, folks. Helpful is beautiful.
At participating stores.
Back at Memorial Stadium, Ware County leads 12-0.
Guess who I got here?
Fire away.
Timmy McCray.
Yeah, I heard Timmy speak tonight.
Timmy, this is Clay Thomas and old Greg Sermon. You remember old Greg Clay, don't you? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. All is well.
Hey, I'll tell you what, it looks like he could dress out tonight and play, I'm telling you.
No, trust me, I can't play no more ball, man. You just said that, my hamstring just started quibbling.
I'm trying to get this ring off of me, and it won't come off.
Oh, no.
Where'd you get that ring, Timmy?
Man, I earned it. It wasn't given to me. I earned it. Trust me, CFL. In the CFL.
All-time touchdown leader right here, Timmy McCray. And Timmy played with us in the Hall of Fame game that we had here.
All right, Belcher back deep. But we go after the
punt. Back to see friends and family, people at the game and everything. So, I was here earlier today, and I spoke to the team earlier, and just talked with them and just try to give them a little encouragement, tonight. And, just told them my testimony story. I had a little stint with cancer, and by the grace of God, I'm doing well.
That's good. We're proud of you, buddy, and you always be a proud of the Gators.
All right, man. Thank you now.
All right. Thank you, Scott, and thank you, Tim McCray, who did. I was there this evening. Was at the pregame meal with the Gators. I think what happened while that interview was going on, they did punt the ball, but I think there was an infraction there. I think they're going to get, was it a personal foul Greg?
It looked just like running into the kicker.
Okay, running into the kicker. So they're still going to be faced with a punting situation. We drop Belcher back to return the punt. Ball spotted on the 19-yard line, as we should be able to get the ball with about a minute left. With one timeout, we should be able to get the ball at least at about midfield, unless Mr. Belcher can make some magic happen.
Belcher standing on his own on the 50-yard line.
And he does take it. And he's got some room. Oh, and somebody just gets him by the ankles as he navigates up to the 30-yard line. So with about 55 seconds left to go in this, your first half, the Gators do have some opportunity as they're only around 31 yards away.
Yeah, with one timeout left, Clay, and actually 10 yards would definitely be in Tom Etheridge's range. You feel a lot more comfortable than the 48-yarder a while ago. But a couple of good plays here. One timeout left. We can always spike the ball. I think there's plenty of time to get some points on the board.
Yeah, I think Tom Etheridge even proved with his last attempt, although it wasn't good, that he was on target. If we can get him about 5 to 7 yards closer, he's going to be money. We go a bunch trips left, which this is a new formation for me. I don't remember this one. And then Holloman rolls to the left as some people are in pursuit of him. It folds on him. He releases at the last minute out of the hands of Belcher, just a little bit high. Belcher waited on the sidelines as we sent 2 receivers deep, and we brought Belcher back in a safety kind of period, but nothing happens there as we go 2nd and 10.
Yeah, very close to going across the line of scrimmage there, Clay, and I'm glad he didn't do that, but he's very close to it. Looked like he might run. Last minute he pulled up, tried to hit Belcher, just like you said, just standing there on the sidelines and threw it a little high.
So we're on Bradwell's 31-yard line. Obviously, we're trying to work the sidelines, because we only have one timeout at our disposal. The White Hat stops and talks to his officiating crew to get things set and organized. Once again, 54 seconds left in the first half. Gators trying to see if they can make something happen before they go to the half. Oh, they're adjusting the clock, so it will reflect 48.6 seconds.
Whoa, don't do that!
Holloman looks to the sideline, and Coach Spurlock sends in a play. He's under pursuit as he rolls left. He's hit right at the release, and Sammy Burley tried to reach up on a quick out route, but just nothing there. Several feet too high for Burley, but it was also well defended by the Tigers.
Yeah, big Linwood Spalding coming up hard from the left side, and basically we were rolling to the left side. Maybe that's his comfortable side, but then he also has to turn his shoulders being a right-handed thrower, so really not that close either. Throwing them high tonight.
Yeah, you'd love to have that on the other hash mark so you could have the right side of the field to roll out. But, Greg, you're right. Kind of puts him in a predicament, rolling left but throwing right-handed. 42 seconds left, 3rd down and 10, but we're on Bradwell's 31-yard line. The quick pitch sweep as we send Belcher in motion, and he's got room to navigate. Falk's out in front of him, and he sneaks out. He sneaks into the end zone. No flags on the floor. 18-0 Ware County. We just put Belcher in motion, and he comes around the left-hand side. He gets right behind the pads of Laban Falk, and Laban Falk leads him into pay dirt. Several times I thought he was going to be tackled, Greg, but he just sneaks into the end zone. 18-0 Ware County.
Yeah, 31-yard run. Looks like I said, we try to pass it twice, incomplete. So we run it, do the safe play, and we run it for a touchdown.
So with 33 seconds, we swing over our swinging gate to go to the traditional point after. Etheridge steps back 3 and over 2. Falk checks in with him. Yeomans to snap the ball. The snap is over, it's down, and it is good. As we will take a 60-second break with 33 seconds left in the first half. It is Ware County 19, and it's Bradwell 0. You're listening to the home of Ware County football, WKUB.
Gator fans, are you looking for a new set of wheels and want a great rate to go with it? Well, look no further. United First Federal Credit Union has rates starting at 1.99 for up to 72 months on new or used vehicles. Terms and conditions apply. Come by our new Waycross office on Memorial Drive and talk to Cindy Hickox, Tommy Cannon, or myself, Jack Yarbrough. United First, equal housing lender and federally insured by the NCUA. United First, helping people afford life. And as always, go Gators!
Stop by and play ball with Eagle Pond Outfitters and always score a touchdown. We love to make people happy, and money seems to do just that. We loan money on anything of value: tools, jewelry, TVs, guns, cars, boats, motorcycles, campers, anything of value. If you have anything to trade or sell, see us first. We'll guarantee the highest prices on gold and silver. We do title pawn, and we have hunting items too. Need a dollar? Give us a holler. Eagle Pond Outfitters, Waycross, where the eagle flies every day.
WKUB Blackshear Waycross. Whether you're looking for your dream home or looking to sell your current home, call Wendy Maddox at Cobblestone Realty, 912-281-7781.
Everyone knows it's Wendy.
We're back at the stadium as I think they're going to run out the clock on this next play. As a reminder, Gators are up 19-0, but we're facing not just any halftime, we're facing a homecoming halftime.
James Jones. Okay.
And just 27 seconds left. Bradwell's going to come out to the field, and we're going to see what they do. Bradwell on what amounts to be their own 31-yard line. They split out two wide to the left. Johnson under center.
Yeah, they have 3 timeouts, so I'm just curious what they're going to do here.
Put someone in motion, basic toss sweep. There's nothing there. He is stood up by 3 Gators as soon as he gets the ball in his hands on the pitch.
Yes, Terrence Dukes was the guy that stopped him first. Never really had a chance. Now you feel like they're just letting it run out here with 14 seconds left, 10 seconds.
That's exactly what they're going to do. Gator fans, thank you for being with us for this first half. Gators up 19-0 as the clock winds down to 0 in this your first half. We're going to take let's go with a 2-minute break. You're listening to WKUB, the home of Ware County football.
Everybody knows Fords are cheaper in the swamp at Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross. The #1 selling truck on the planet for over 36 years is available at Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross. Ron says he'll beat any price on any new Ford. Come on, make him prove it. Go ahead, make him. Home of Ford certified pre-owned vehicles. Because everybody knows Fords are cheaper in the swamp. Ask anybody. Heck, ask John Boy and Billy. They'll tell you.
Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross. Take it from John Boy and Billy. Everybody knows Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
Hi, this is Dan Good with Ag South Farm Credit in Blackshear. Ag South has been in business for nearly a century, and when it comes to land and ag loans, we're experts in the field. If you found the perfect piece of property and need financing, give me a call. Ag South has fixed-rate competitive land loans for up to 20 years, and with our co-op status, we return a portion of our profits to our members. We make loans that pay you. Call today at 912-449-4701. And go Gators!
NMLS number 687118, an equal housing lender.
Browning's Medical Arts Pharmacy has a long tradition of excellence in community care. Let registered pharmacist Kenny McCarthy and his staff fill your prescription needs with competency and courtesy. Delivery is just part of our service, and we accept Medicare Part D, State of Georgia, and Medicaid prescription insurance plans. Browning's has a large selection of Watkins products, including a variety of flavorings, and they have Fashion ID jewelry. Browning says, go Gators!
Community United Federal Credit Union can save you money on a low-rate auto loan, mortgage loan, or personal loan. Whether you're looking for a trendy SUV, a larger home, or a new lawnmower, our low finance rates, low monthly payments, and generous loan amounts can help you with your dream. Plus, we offer a full range of high-yield savings accounts with all accounts insured up to $250,000 by the NCUA. Visit our office at 1504 Tebow Street or our website at communityunitedfcu.com. An equal opportunity lender.
Play second quarter. Coffee 21, Effingham 19.
20 young ladies. We want to extend
Mr. Ed Flowers will be being the master of ceremonies
tonight
and
the
I'm going to
homecoming
let you
court
at home listen
of
to Mr. Ed Flowers as he
2014.
announces our homecoming court for this year.
I don't get an SB to you, so I definitely want to watch it.
Our first representative tonight is a 9th grader, Miss Kimberly Garcia. Kimberly is the daughter of Eva Oliveras and Polo Oliveras. Kimberly is a freshman at Ware County High School and escorted tonight by Dino Garcia. Our second representative is Miss Bethany Megan Nix, daughter of John and Bonnie Nix. Bethany is a freshman at Ware County High School and escorted by her brother Joshua Nix. Our third 9th grade representative is Miss Hannah Gracie Simmons, daughter of Mickey and Angie Simmons. Hannah's escorted tonight by her father, Mickey Simmons. Our first 10th grade representative is Miss Alyssa Victoria Cox. She's the daughter of Preston and Mandy Cox. Alyssa's escorted tonight by her father, Preston Cox.
It's locked. I can't turn it
Our next representative is Miss Destiny Johnson. She's daughter of Keith and Donna Johnson. Destiny's escorted tonight by her father, Keith Johnson. Who's that right there? Who is that next coming right there? Is that Destiny Johnson? Our next representative is Destiny Johnson, daughter of Keith, Miss Aisha Rawls, She's daughter of Vincent and Robin Rawls, escorted tonight by her brother, Roderick Rawls. Representing the 11th grade, Miss Alexis Cannon. She's the daughter of Tommy and Carla Cannon. Alexis is escorted tonight by her father, Tommy Cannon.
Yeah, let's try that.
Next, 11th grade representative, Miss Hannah Dickerson. She's also representing the junior class. She's the daughter of Chris and Vivian Dickerson, escorted tonight by her father, Chris Dickerson. Our last 11th grade representative is Miss Alicia Alexandria Grant. Alicia is the daughter of Edwin and Eutrina Grant and escorted tonight by her father, Edwin Grant. Our first senior representative tonight is Miss Simone Bell. She's the daughter of Mrs. Jennifer Strickland. Simone is a member of the student council. After graduation, Simone plans to attend Georgia Southern University to pursue a degree in veterinary medicine. She's escorted tonight by Lance Adamson. Our next senior representative is Miss Anna Melissa Carter. She's the daughter of Chris and Misty Carter. Anna is a member of HOSA. After graduation, she plans to attend Valdosta State University to pursue a degree in education. Anna's escorted tonight by her father, Chris Carter. Our next senior representative is Miss Mercedes Lade Cobb, daughter of Claude and Lundy Cobb. Mercedes is a member of the Student Council, National Honor Society, Beta Club, Leadership Class, Varsity Competition Cheerleading, Varsity Football Cheerleading, where she currently serves as captain. Mercedes also is the Ware County High School voice on the morning announcements. After graduation, she plans to attend Armstrong State University pursue a degree in radiological sciences. Mercedes is escorted tonight by her father, Sergeant First Class Claude Cobb. The next senior representative is Miss Brittany Ely. She is the daughter of Kim Ely. Brittany is a member of the varsity competition cheerleading squad and the track team. After graduation, Brittany plans to attend Savannah State, pursue a degree in zoology. Escorted tonight by Wendell Bacon. Next senior representative is Miss Kaylee Graham. She's the daughter of Karen Williamson. Kaylee is a majorette captain for the Golden Gator Marching Band, and after graduation, she plans to attend South Carolina State, pursue a degree in forensic psychology. She is escorted tonight by her father, Tony Graham. The next senior representative is Miss Shelley Lynn Hampton. She is the daughter of Steve and Brenda Hampton. She's a member of the National Honor Society, Future Educators of America. After graduation, she plans to attend the University of Georgia and pursue a degree in education. Shelley is escorted tonight by her father, Steve Hampton. Next senior representative is Miss Marion Kerber, daughter of Senior Chief Fred and Bridget Kerber. Marion is a member of the Advanced Chorus, has completed the Fine Arts pathway, was student athlete trainer for the football team, and after graduation, Marion will follow in her father's footsteps, having already enlisted for active duty in the United States Navy. Marion's rate will be a personal specialist and deployed to basic training on July the 8th, 2015 at the next generation of military leaders. Marion is escorted tonight by her mother, Bridget Kerber. The next senior representative is Miss Brianna Linton. Brianna is the daughter of Allison Linton and Wayne Foster. She's a member of the Ware County High School Chorus, color guard in the Golden Gator Marching Band. After graduation, she plans to attend Valdosta State University and pursue a degree in psychology. She hopes to own her own business one day. Brianna is escorted tonight by her father, Wayne Foster. Next senior representative is Miss Brandy Manders. Brandy is the daughter of Amanda Keller and Randy Manders, member of the Ware County High School Golden Gator Marching Band. Brandy's also a member of the Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America. After graduation, she plans to attend Waycross College and pursue a degree in respiratory therapy. Brandy is escorted tonight by her mother, Amanda Keller. The next senior representative is Miss Courtney Marie Matrenga. She's the daughter of Joy and Mandy Matrenga and Sean and Christy Jordan. She's a member of the HOSA. After graduation, Courtney plans to attend Coastal Pines Technical College, pursue a degree in cosmetology. She's escorted tonight by her father, Joy Matrenga. The last senior representative is Miss Summer Robertson. She's the daughter of Robbie and Deanna Robertson. She's a member of the National Honor Society, Beta Club, and is the captain of the varsity football cheerleading squad, varsity soccer team. After graduation, she plans to attend the University of Georgia, pursue a degree in pre-veterinary sciences. She's escorted tonight by her father, Robbie Robertson. This, ladies and gentlemen, is your 2014 Ware County High School Homecoming Court. Let's give all these young ladies a round of applause. Tonight, the Academy principals, Henry Aker and Susan Ziegler, will assist with the crowning of the Queen. We'd like to take a moment to give Regina Delk from Beautiful You a big thank you for donating the Homecoming Queen sash, flowers, and crown. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the long-awaited moment is here. Drum roll, please. Our Ware County High School Homecoming Queen for 2014 is Mercedes Cobb.
And so there you have it.
Mercedes Cobb is the daughter of Claude and Lundy Cobb. And after graduation, she plans to attend Armstrong State University and pursue a degree in radiological sciences. Ladies and gentlemen, would you give all these young ladies a great round of applause and congratulate our 2014 homecoming queen, Mercedes Cobb.
And there we have it, Mercedes Cobb. Congratulations to you, the 2014 homecoming queen, Mercedes Cobb. And a special thank you to the ROTC, the Golden Gator Band, and our very own Mr. Ed Flowers for a wonderful, wonderful job. Let's take a 1-minute break. Back at the station on this, your homecoming evening. You're listening to WKUB, the home of Ware County football.
Thinking about redecorating? Lee Hardware says maybe changing up your wall color, even on the outside? Create ambiance you can't wait to come home to with rich, beautiful colors from Valspar Medallion Premium Interior and Exterior Paints. They're available at Lee Hardware and Building Supply in Waycross. Lee Hardware is a family-owned business. They feature a complete selection of lumber, millwork, and related building materials. And of course, famous Valspar paint. Lee Hardware says, go Gators!
Faster is what faster does. And with Vive Internet, faster means speeds up to 25, 50, even 105 megabits per second. The fastest in town. Do everything online faster. A mountain of homework? Done. Downloading HD movies? Bust out the popcorn. Game day streaming? Game on. Now get 25 for $49.99. That's up to 25 megabits per second internet for just $49.99 a month. Call 855-565-VYVE or visit ViveBroadband.com.
Vive Broadband is a proud sponsor of tonight's game between the Gators and Bradwell Institute. And with speeds up to a mind-blowing 105 megabytes per second, Vive is also the official sponsor of Crazy Fast Internet.
And we are back on this homecoming evening. Once again, a congratulations to Mercedes Cobb as being named the 2014 Ware County Gator homecoming queen. Quite an honor. I have back with me the professor, Mr. Omar Oliver. Omar, can you give me assessment, homecoming, first half, whatever you need to talk about? Omar, what's happening?
Well, let me give a shout out to the defense because this is 6 straight quarters. They're not getting a point. That's always big when you see a goose egg on that scoreboard. For the most part, the #1 team in the state is not playing like a #1 team, and that's a concern. They seem to be taking steps back. I don't think this team gets caught up in all the homecoming hype because we have a coaching staff that doesn't allow them to do that. But this is not a Bradwell team. They look good in uniform. They just can't run an offense. But it is a close game. It's still in striking distance. I think the 2 extra points we didn't get kind of looms large now. But the defense is standing up to this team. And, again, 6 straight quarters, no points. Also, if you get another goose egg in the third quarter, I think now they're going to say, okay, we got a goose egg this late in the game. Let's keep it. Coach Youngblood really stays on his guys. Really, every time you see him on the sidelines, he's never stopped. He's never always going like Energizer's buddy. Keep going all the time. And that's what you got to have. You got to stay on these guys. Realize that you're not got a target on your back now. You're #1 in the state. Guys are gunning for you. And it's a good position to be in, but it can be, to a certain degree, a little nerve-wracking. But I think we have a coaching staff to get these guys focused where they need to be at.
That's exactly right, Omar. I think, first of all, Coach Stevens isn't really going to bite on the #1 ranking. You know, he's not going to really bite on that. But the second thing is, if he were to bite on it, he would probably say this first half of football, we've not really reflected the caliber of football that you want to see out of the #1 team in the state, just because we've shot ourselves in the foot and we've had the penalties. Right. And even when we get a little momentum, we get set back with penalties and doing things that just aren't good Ware County Gator football. A lot of effort out there, a lot of hustle. We got players playing both ways, but we just seem to kind of be, and sometimes we're our worst enemy. And so we'll see what the second half of football. Great point by you, the fact that we're about to go 6 quarters. Well, we've already been six quarters. Right. Great point by you. And as we kind of get ready, we're just several minutes away from the Gators coming back onto the field. And Omar, I thank you for.
But let's give this team over here from Bradwell credit too. They're playing hard.
That's right.
They have an offense. This Eccles kid, number 22, he's a load now.
Yeah, he's a load.
He's not Todd Gurley, but he runs hard. He keeps his feet moving. If you run downhill, you're in trouble. So if we can contain him, we'll shut him out.
So we're going to get back to just stay with us. This is still a tight ball game, 19-0. We're going to take a 2-minute break, throw it back to the station. You're listening to WKUB, the home of Gator football.
It isn't where you live. It's where people understand you. It's a connection to the things that really matter. At First Southern Bank, we understand what it means to live and work in our community and what our community means to the people and businesses that live here. We're your old friend and neighbor, but with a new name and a renewed dedication to the one place that matters most to all of us, home. Proud supporter of Ware County Gators football. First Southern Bank, investing in you since 1907. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, this is Dr. Stephanie Reese, a primary care provider at Mayo Clinic Health System in Waycross. Here at Mayo, family medicine, sports medicine, and internal medicine specialists provide comprehensive medical exams and primary care services for people of all ages. We deliver specialized care for common health problems during each stage of life. To schedule an appointment, call 912-490-0722. We look forward to meeting you.
Once again, the Body Shop of Waycross sets the standard of excellence and leads the way in new technology by being the first shop in this area to use a PPG environmentally friendly high-performance waterborne paint system. This new waterborne paint system has excellent, accurate color matching. We are your insurance-approved collision specialist and offer 24-hour towing and after-hour claims assistance, too. The Body Shop of Waycross, Brunswick Highway. Call 285-3840.
Start living the skiff life today with America's #1 selling boat brand, Carolina Skiff. Affordable, durable, and versatile, our full line of all-purpose, all-composite boats will keep you focused on enjoying your time on the water. And with Carolina Skiff's fuel-efficient hull designs, you'll get more fun for your money for years to come. See your Carolina Skiff dealer today or visit carolinaskiff.com for more information. Go anywhere, do anything in a Carolina Skiff.
So we're back at Gator football land. As once again, Gators up 19-0 over Bradwell Institute. Just a couple of thank yous before we kick off this second half. A couple of thanks. One goes to Beverly Merck, always takes care of us up in the press box and keeps things, keeps us fed up, and she's the hardest working business and show business, and we don't thank Miss Beverly nearly enough. The other thing is, I thank you on behalf of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I thank you to Destination Church for hosting the pre-game meal this evening. Destination Church had a big meal for the players and even invited Timmy McRae, the past Ware County and CFL legend, to speak to the players, and I got to spend a little bit of time listening into that. Certainly a special evening for the players to get to hear from Timmy McRae. And so we turn to you, Swami. Mr. Gregg, tell us, what do you think about the first half, and what do we do at halftime to maybe do things a little differently in the second half?
Well, I think actually fairly fortunate to be up 19-0. They were down there close and got penalized out of range. They thought they basically could run out the clock towards the end. We were able to get a run, a 31-yard run by Jarvis Betchel to get that third score. I mean, that was big. So that's really a 2-score swing in a period of 3 or 4 minutes there. So I think that's the good thing. I really don't think the coaches were happy at halftime. I think it's going to show here maybe the first drive of the third quarter. They always talk about that being the most important of the game, and we'll see how ready the Gators are to come out. I think if we come out now, put a score up on the first drive, I think the game's going to be over. But they're a scrappy little bunch, because at one time it could have been 12-7.
That is correct.
So we'll see. I look for us to come out, ready to go here at the start of this second half, and another score. I think we may get some guys in there and have a chance to play, and if not, it could be a long night, and you really want to go ahead and put them away and get some guys in there to get some playing time.
And up 19-0, Scott Tanner, your thoughts?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's the penalties has jacked us up here, but Gators hitting hard right now, and Greg can tell you when the Gators hit like they're hitting right now, I think the second half's going to come into play. You're going to see fatigue come in, so we'll see what's going on. That number 22, Eccles, don't know, his legs got to be getting a little tired.
Yeah, and actually they did better when they went away from the wing tee and put him in the backfield by himself. He's a load when he gets turned upfield. I think when they run him wide like that, it's kind of a good for us. We can get him going sideways, but yeah, he's tough to tackle. But yeah, we have a lot of guys hit him. Ronnie Anderson, they have some good collisions there, and you know, I think like our coach says, we're going to be in the best shape of any team out there, and I think that'll show. But right now, it's execution and elimination of penalties.
And I think you hit the nail on the head. I don't think we've had an issue tonight with our physicality. I don't think we've had an issue tonight with our effort. I don't think we've got an issue tonight. It's not even an issue as much as, you know, lack of playing as a team, just execution. Now, you hit the nail on the head, and when you keep seeing yellow flags all night. Now, many times we're pretty kind and polite to officials, but I can tell you, I don't know of a flag that's been thrown tonight that I think's been suspicious. I think they've been pretty much on the money, and in other words, legitimate flags, legitimate reasons. And if it weren't for those flags, here's the problem I think they're seeing, Greg. You remember at the beginning of the game, I talked about that Coach Stevens really believes in playing with that momentum and getting a rhythm and getting. Well, every time a hanky flies up in the air, there goes rhythm, and that's really held us back this evening.
Yeah, we haven't got any penalty yards that we didn't deserve, that's for sure. But I really look for the first drive here, us to come out maybe a little more intense, and I know the coaches weren't happy at halftime.
That's right. Now, just observation, you know, we try to paint a picture for those of you that are at home. At halftime, I find it very neat that the officials come together and have prayer together. So I find that to be refreshing, and I don't know that I've ever seen that before, but those of you that aren't here, I think that would be something that you would observe and find to be rather neat as we get ready. Remember, we deferred that in the first half, so the Gators should be receiving the football. As a matter of fact, Coach Stevens is getting his 11 guys together to look at a fresh start. Listen, we're up 19-0. You know, I don't want folks to think at home that you know, that we're in any way down on the team. The team's, you know, we're winning. I think we're going to win. I don't think there's going to be problems. It's just we've shot ourselves in the foot, and we're used to that high level of expectation. So we got to hit our mark a little bit better in the second half.
Yeah, and it could be a lot closer. I think we're fortunate to be up by 3 scores, but I mean, from the Bradwell side, what do you tell your guys? Hey, without mistakes, this could be a much different game.
That's right. So here we are. We're ready for the second half kickoff on homecoming night. Once again, congratulations to Mercedes Cobb, the homecoming queen, winner for 2014. As you hear the whistle blow, and here comes the second half. Lined up in the middle of the field, straight on kick. It tails off. Chapman takes it at the 15-yard line, straight up the middle behind a V of runners, and he tries to sneak out, but one man catches him from behind as he will be held up about at the 27-yard line. One thing to take note of tonight as well is that we have a new, I think we call them Jumbotrons now, and a new electronic board, and so it's got some high-tech graphics on it. So the next time you guys come to the field, please take note of that as our offense comes to the field.
Yeah, and actually, is there a new sign out in front of the stadium also?
There is as well. I saw them actually putting the finishing touches on that this morning as I came by. Holloman under center, bunch wing formation, a real wide toss out to Chapman. Plenty of room to work as he gets behind Belcher. He runs out of bounds, but not before he reaches a first down as they move. I might be a little too quick on it. No, they do have the first down. Good way to start the first half.
Yeah, and that was a really good pitch. He was in full stride and really, like you said, a very wide pitch. Was able to get to the corner and basically just outran him to the first down marker.
The Gators come back. Handed underneath to Laban Falk. And Laban picks up another first down as I think, Greg, he picks up 12-yard line. Something pretty interesting there. As soon as Holloman handed the ball off to him, Holloman went ahead and blocked for him right up the middle of the field.
Yeah, he moved it from the 39 to Bradwell's 48-yard line. So a good pickup there.
So we have flopped the field. We're now on the Bradwell 48-yard line, looking at a 1st and 10, still early in the third quarter. One man, Josh Johnson, out right. The handoff's underneath to Belcher. And much like a pinball, Belcher gets bounced around and doesn't quite get back to the yard of scrimmage, a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, one of those captains, Isaiah Barnes. Belcher hit the hole, and next thing you know, he was coming out from the back of the hole. Barnes put a pretty good hit on him there.
So we make some substitutions as Urban Nard comes out, Falk comes in. We split 2 men out wide. That's Josh Johnson and Tristan Yeomans out to the right side. We hand the ball right off tackle to Chapman. He picks up healthy yardage right off between the tackle and that wing position, picking up maybe the yard we might have lost and maybe about 6 or 7 more.
Yeah, down to the 41-yard line, and just good momentum, good hole. Nothing really wrong with that play as far as getting yardage. That's what you want to do. We were behind the 8 ball a little bit when we started.
So we're into the Brad Wells 41-yard line. We're at 3rd and 3. This gets into an area where normally Coach Stevens almost sees this as 4-down territory. But let's see if we can get a first down here at 3rd down. Holloman under center, 1 man out right. The double handoff again, and it works to perfection as they go one way to the left and then they to Belcher, and they hand it back to Chapman going to the right. Double handoff, easily pick up the first down, and I think they land about on the Bradwell 29-yard line.
Yeah, just a really good play. That's something we've been working on. Terrius Cremille made the tackle, but not before we picked up, what, 8 or 9 yards?
I think you're right, and you want to talk about timing and execution. That has to be done on that double handoff, and it's done very well on that play. Josh Johnson split out left. We go pretty tight bunched on the other side of the field. Chapman comes in motion. The double handoff again this way to the other direction, and I think this one ends up being in the hands of Belcher.
And possibly you'll pick up a 4 or 5 yards there. And looks like we weren't going to get nothing, but you can see we're trying a little more adventurous on the handoffs than we were in the first quarter. First quarter, everything pretty much off tackle, in between the tackles, and we're spreading it out a little bit as far as what they're giving us.
We bring out Keyshawn Sims. We bring in a little bit of meat in Roisin Collins. We go bunched with the wing formation, very tight. We bring Belcher and we make them jump. I think we're going to get a freebie of 5 yards. And let's see what the official indicates. He quickly kind of indicates that Bradwell was offsides.
Yeah, pulled the nose guard off there. That's worked twice tonight, hasn't it, guys?
Yeah, and tonight we'll take them how we can get them.
Yeah, it looked like right at the first down marker.
I'd like to, Clay, if could, I'd like to say hello to Darryl Hitt and Iris Hitt from used to help us with Channel 42, or I used to help them. Ma used to keep me straight. That's what I call Iris.
Yeah, I remember Miss Iris very, very well from my city commission days. Holloman under center, one bunch tight. We go in and we pull everybody, and Chapman just gets, and the old host of Tigers will work pretty well there. I think he gets picked on by, we go tight, we just pitch it out to the right-hand side, and Chapman has nowhere to move.
Yeah, and that's their best tackler, Isaiah Barnes again, but we picked up the first down with a penalty, Clay, so we're down to about the 18-yard line, but 2nd and 10 again.
2nd and 10 on Bradwell's 18. We flip-flop Sims in, Collins out. We go out of the huddle. Harper leads the team up to the ball as we stay in the tight formation with Belcher deep in the backfield, Chapman underneath him. We hand the ball, the double handoff again to Chapman, and he's got room, and he squirts out close to a first down. It's right in the ballpark of a first down, maybe right around the 9-yard line as the Gators are coming close, and they're smelling pay dirt.
Yeah, we're actually getting a little quicker pace, and when you, like you say, we don't have the penalties and the stoppages there, we're able to kind of keep them off balance here.
I think
first down.
Yes, thank you, Scott. You're right. They are showing first down. Goal to go. Bradwell's 8-yard line. We go bunch. Holloman under center. The ball is snapped. It's once again to Chapman. He's got to bounce it out real wide, and I don't know that he makes it back to the line of scrimmage. Scott, what do you say?
No, he fell probably about 2 yards short on that. It was close. But that was that Bargade guy, the number 4 that we hadn't called his name very much tonight, Marcus Bargade. He's been all over the field too, but number 30, like Greg said, he's taking over the show as far as Bradwell's going. And Isaiah Barnes is all over the field. So, I mean, he's stealing the show. And Eccles has got it on the offensive side of the Bradwell Institute. So these two guys they've got futures ahead of them. I'd like to say hello to Eddie Walker and his bunch out there while we got a timeout on the field.
All right, so we do have a timeout. And with that timeout, we'll return it back to the station for a 60-second break. You're listening to WKUB, the home of Gator football.
When you step into Prime South Bank, you immediately know that you're welcome. You can count on familiar faces when you come in and smiling faces when you call. At Prime South Bank, all decisions are made locally and quickly in the branch. You don't have to worry about being referred to Atlanta or Charlotte. We have over 175 ATMs located in flash food stores in Georgia and North Florida. Bank with your neighbors that you know and trust. Prime South Bank. The same today, tomorrow, and next year. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Crawford Jewelers, your hometown jeweler since 1957, is a proud supporter and radio sponsor of the mighty Ware County Gators. Crawford Jewelers was built on quality, integrity, and service. Diamond professionals and GIA graduates are waiting to serve you. Like the Gators, Crawford Jewelers are #1 by Reader's Choice 2013. 24-hour shopping at CrawfordJewelers.net. And go Gators!
WKUB, Blackshear Waycross. While interest rates are still low, now's the time to buy or sell your home. Call Wendy Maddox at Cobblestone Realty, 912-281-7781.
As both teams make their way back onto the field, it's 19-0 Ware County. As Bradwell is trying to stop us, we are on our own, on Bradwell's 10-yard line. Holloman snaps the ball. We run it to Belcher off left tackle. He sneaks across the end zone. Jarvis Belcher, as often described as the man that you cannot tackle in a phone booth, sneaks across the end zone. That makes it a 25-0 score at the 6-minute and 52-minute mark of the third quarter.
Untouched too, Greg and Clay. I mean, he waltzed right through there. Great blocking.
And we sneak on Sims for the point after attempt. We don't open the gate. We just go to a basic formation as we wait for Etheridge to put it up. Yeomans snaps the ball. Good. The hold is good.
Penalty.
Almost a late hit there. Did they call that?
They picked it up. But that was a, nope, they picked it up.
Yeah, all right. Ware County 26, Bradwell Institute 0 this early in the third quarter. We'll take a 90-second break. You're listening to Gator Football on WKUB.
Your body is built to move, and your knees absorb much of the impact from it, putting them at risk for injuries to ligaments, most commonly the ACL, the major central ligament of the knee. Left untreated, this can lead to tissue damage or even early arthritis. Dr. Lex Kennerly, Dr. Matt Velosin, Dr. Chris Swanson, and the staff at the Bone and Joint Institute of South Georgia offer comprehensive orthopedic care with a coordinated program of diagnosis, evaluation, operative and non-operative treatments, and education to get you back to optimal health quickly. When ACL surgery is necessary, we can typically perform outpatient knee arthroscopy with just small incisions using the latest state-of-the-art equipment and techniques. At the Bone and Joint Institute, surgery is less stressful and more patient-friendly. Our highly skilled surgical team provides personalized care in a peaceful and comfortable setting designed specifically to put patients at ease. Convenient, comprehensive orthopedic care in Jessup, Baxley, Hinesville, and Waycross. The Bone and Joint Institute of South Georgia, keeping you in motion. Online at bjisg.com.
Okay, back at Memorial Stadium on a beautiful football night. It gets even more beautiful when the Gators put up another 7 points to make it 26-0 with 6 minutes and 52 seconds left in the third quarter. It's so exciting now that the cheerleaders are passing out their famous football. Etheridge now is back all the way for a full kick. He approaches the ball from about 12 yards deep, and he tries a little squib onside kick.
And basically it goes 5 yards, Clay, and everybody ran past it and was just going to let it stay there. It's one of those kicks where you just kind of dribble it 10 yards and try to jump on it. Well, kind of somewhat whiffed, only went about 5 yards, and the ball was sitting there for a minute, and actually they could have come by and picked it up and took off if we wouldn't have gotten back and downed it, but basically almost a whiff.
That's right. And like any smart kicker, Etheridge tries to angle off that field as far away as Coach Stevens as he can. But Coach Stevens gently persuaded him to come by and have a chat with him. Yeah, Etheridge, the play would have worked. I mean, they did all the right things. Right. Etheridge just didn't get it quite enough behind it to get to go the 10 yards. So the officials are trying to work out exactly what to do with this. But it looks like it's going to put Bradwell Institute in a very favorable position.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the decision is here. I think you take the ball right there, but it's one of those, where the kicker basically is going to kick it. His blockers are going to go ahead and hit the guys in front of him, and he's basically going to be the one to try to recover it.
That's right.
And basically did not kick it at 10 yards.
If you remember me describing the play, I said, he's not 3 and 2. He's 12 yards. In other words, it looks like he's going to boom it. And right at the last minute, he just eases up and taps it. But he tapped it just a little bit too lightly. So this ends up that it will actually put Bradwell on the 30-yard line. Now, our coaches are questioning the position of the ball. Coach Stevens doesn't like their final verdict.
Well, actually, we got a 15-yard penalty
on top of the placement of the ball.
On top of that. So I'm not really sure.
And Scott, if you find out anything down there, you be sure to relay it back up to us.
I'm headed that way now. But
so Bradwell in a great position on the Gators 30-yard line, still early in the third quarter, but Gators up 26-0. Bradwell's under center. They bring a man in motion, but they just run it up the middle. And I don't know how to emphasize this, but Stephen Wright tackles him at the point of the handoff.
And Terrence Dukes is also back there, so your two defensive ends are meeting them right after they hand it off. So that tells you a little bit of something about the penetration.
I mean, that's a great way to put it, Greg. When they just merge on the ball, they sandwich him and dropping him back maybe 1.5 to 2 feet behind the original line of scrimmage. I think they're pretty generous with their spot as they face a second down with 10 yards to go. Two spread out left. They bring one in motion. They run the quick option right, but Laban Falk is there with a host of other Gators. And let's see where they spot this one, Greg.
Yeah, they lost 7 or 8 yards, but like you said, Laban Falk just zeroed that out. They faked it up the middle to Eccles and thought they may fool us a little bit there, and then pitched it wide, and we just ate him up.
So this puts them in a third down and 17 yards, and neither one of these teams no team's really equipped very well for 3rd and 17, but this offense that Bradwell runs is certainly, that puts them in a bit of predicament. They might try to get about half of it back and live in 4-down territory. Let's see what they do. They put 2 out wide to the left, 1 underneath with 1 setback. Under center, they snap the ball, and he's going to roll to the left. He's got a receiver that's sitting down on the route, in and out of the hands of our own Gator defender. Who was that? I believe that's our own Keyshawn Sims that really wishes he could have had that one, I believe.
Yeah, he was in better position than the receiver there. And both of these teams actually, and I know it depends somewhat on the hash marks, but you're rolling your right-handed quarterback to the left, and they have to set their feet and turn their shoulders, and when there's pressure, that's hard to do.
Both teams have been plagued by that a little bit tonight in the passing game, as they do bring out their punt team. Go ahead, Scott.
The only explanation I got is they could take it from the spot or make them re-kick it. And I don't understand that, because they advanced the ball. They penalized us at least 10 yards on that kick.
Okay, so we put them in a punting situation. The punter stands on the 50-yard line. He kind of corner kicks it. Our Belcher fakes like he's going to catch it, but it rolls into the end zone. So this will put Ware County in a favorable position, up 26-0 against Bradwell. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. As you hear Ed Flowers kind of command the Gator faithful to once again thank that Gator D. They keep saving us tonight.
Yeah, and that's one of those situations. I think if they weren't 4th and 17, they're going to go for it. They're down 4 scores, and maybe even inside 10 yards, they'd probably go for it. But just 17 yards to go, you just don't do that.
We put out our faithful offensive line.
Feeling a sprinkle every now and then, guys.
We set 2 receivers, Johnson and Yeomans, out to the right. Everyone else bunched tight with Falk as a single back with Belcher at a wing. We put Chapman in motion and we hand the ball to him as he swings in motion. Not a lot there as we tick under the 5-minute mark.
Well, I'll give you one guess about who was in on the tackle. Number 30,
Barnes, was it?
30, Isaiah Barnes. And they play similar defense as far as your offensive linemen. I mean, your defensive linemen keep the offensive guys off of your linebackers, and your linebackers are supposed to make the tackles. And Barnes is doing a great job of that tonight.
You know what that reminds me of, don't you, Greg?
What's that?
The guy's name we used to call all the time, Jack Chaney.
Yeah.
Our old buddy, and Bubba Anderson, that kind of linebacker.
Yep. We swim that double handoff again where we let our own quarterback lead the way in blocking. Belcher fights for yardage as he gets it up close to the 30-yard line.
Got his leg bit back behind him. He popped right back up. That's one tough kid, pound for pound. He's probably as tough a Gator as we got out here.
Yeah, Stephon Green, like you said, Scott, he came down awkwardly. I mean, he kind of jerked him down from behind and kind of bent that knee, but he's able to hop right back up.
Yep. We go tight formation. I think somebody needs a timeout. The official's pointing to himself that he needs a timeout. He mouthpiece or conversation with his official. But this is 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. We run Chapman in that fake motion to see what they offer. We're in the bunch wing formation. We got Belcher on one wing, Chapman on another, Falk behind. We now move Belcher into the deepest position and we hand it to him. We try to get Big Gwynn through there to open things up. We get some yardage, but not enough for a first down. And although we're 4th and short, I think we're in the punting territory.
Yeah, and you run Belcher off tackle, one of your smaller backs in there, just needing 2 yards and very, very close. Basically about 2 feet.
I think they're going to look for a measurement. Or
they are.
We've even requested a measurement as they're going to respot the ball on the hash to see how close it is. This is 4th down. We're on our own 30, 4th and 1, and we're going for it. Let's see if we actually go for it or try to get them to jump. Tight formation wing. Holloman tries to get them to jump. We might eat a timeout here to see if we can spend it. Holloman looks to the sideline. Once again, 4th, maybe a full good yard. But we got to call a timeout. Coach Spurlock, Coach Stevens want a timeout. Timeout. Ware County Gators, we think this one through, up 26-0 with 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Thank you for joining us. We'll take a 60-second break. You're listening to the home of Ware County Gator football, WKUB.
Crawford Jewelers, your hometown jeweler since 1957, is a proud supporter and radio sponsor of the mighty Ware County Gators. Crawford Jewelers was built on quality, integrity, and service. Diamond professionals and GIA graduates are waiting to serve you. Like the Gators, Crawford Jewelers are #1 by Reader's Choice 2013. 24-hour shopping at CrawfordJewelers.net. And go Gators!
Southeast Mower and Saw Shop is your dealer for Husqvarna, the world leader in outdoor power products for forestry and lawn and garden care. See their modern showroom on the Brunswick Highway, where you'll find a large selection of lawn tractors and the popular zero-turn mowers. They also have other Husqvarna products like blowers, chainsaws, hedge trimmers, pole saws, and much more. Southeast Mower, your Waycross Husqvarna dealer and proud supporter of high school sports.
Good evening, Gator fans. We're back at Memorial Stadium. 3 minutes, 6 seconds left. We got 4th and a very short. We thought about it. We're going for it. Holloman under center. Falk behind him, ready to fire off of the line. We're under center. Holloman keeps it himself, sticks his nose in there behind his offensive line.
Got it, I believe there.
I do too, Scott. I go with Scott Tanner on this, Greg. I think we do have it.
Yeah, we got it by a couple of yards, and that's one of those situations where Coach Stevens is telling his team, you ought to be able to make 2 feet on anybody. And,
that's right.
We actually made 2.5 yards.
If you're the #1 team in the state.
Yeah.
And I'd run behind Harper any day.
Yeah, old Scrappy Harper. I love that kid. 2 minutes, 55 seconds. And we're still trying to mount a charge down the field as Holloman's under center. No receivers out wide. We're bunched. We run the ball, and we fake it to Laban, and we let Belcher keep it. He works for every bit of yards that he gets, maybe picking up 2 or 3. That'll put us in probably about a 2nd and 8 as the clock is ticking down to about 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, out to the 36-yard line. Tackle by Terrius Camille. 10th grader.
Once again, we're staying in that bunch formation. No receivers out wide. The two wings and Falk. We put Chapman in motion and we get them to jump. Most teams this year have not fallen for that. This team, Bradwell, I think Scott was keeping count early. 3 or 4 times, I believe, they have fought for kind of the pseudo motion.
This is the 4th one here, I think, guys.
Yeah, they do some of the same stuff on offense, so that's kind of surprising. They do something very, very similar.
That's exactly right. So
you remember?
Go ahead, Scott.
You remember in the old days, guys, when the linemen used to break the huddle and come up and slap their thigh pads and then clap and then go back down? That used to throw the timing off years ago back, you know, and now it's the hurry-up offense, you know, and then the quick shifts and the man in motion and stuff. So times certainly have changed since we all played.
We have one on the short side of the field, one receiver. That's Burley. We drop back. We throw it up high in the air for Burley. He's by himself. Is he inbounds, out of bounds?
Nope.
That official says he's out of bounds. I think he's correct.
Not by much, Clay.
Yeah, guys, I was wondering when we're going to try something like that. I just kind of feel like Coach thinks it's something we might need to work on, and I was looking for something long because we're really just establishing the run here. I've done a good job in the second half especially, and just kind of was looking. That one just kind of hung up a long time, but their defender never really turned around, so Burley was going to be able to catch the ball just a little bit out of bounds.
Now, this is interesting. Spurlock, I don't believe, called this play. I saw Stevens walk out onto the field and call it, and now he's walking down to a point. I'm telling you, I think he's about to try another pass down to this corner, but they're out of a bunch formation. It looks like a run formation, 3rd and 2. He might just be trying to get a better eyeball on his offensive line. Holloman under center. He hands it quickly to Laban. Laban sees a hole. He thinks one way, goes to another behind the center and left guard, and he picks up the first down.
Yeah, out to midfield actually, and that's one of those quick hitters, and there just doesn't have to be a very big hole. Laban Falk is just a tough little kid, and if there's a little hole there, he'll get positive yardage.
Once again, stay in bunch. Nobody out wide. Holloman under center sends Chapman in motion to see if we can get him to jump again. This time, no go. Holloman checks back with offensive coordinator Spurlock. He's given the play, puts Belcher in motion, hands it to Belcher coming, and he weaves through, and he's got some yards. Now he's in the open.
Gone. He's gone.
Could be touchdown time. Belcher sneaks across the line. A 51-yard touchdown as Belcher just gives out in the end zone, but he had enough in the tank to give us 6 points. We brought him in motion just from that wing position. Pretty basic as far as the wing tee goes. Hands it to him, good blocking, and then he used his speed down the field to make this a 32-0 game, as this, the second half, resembles a little better of what Ware County football is all about. Falk's going to hold this. The ball's down. Etheridge puts it up, and it's not only good, it's very good. 1 minute, 13 seconds left in the third quarter. Gators 33, Bradwell 0. Back to the station for 60 seconds. You're listening to Gator football on WKUP.
Time to transform your inner beauty.
Yes.
Make that interior beauty
even better.
It's the new paint studio at Ace.
Believe it.
Luxurious color from Valspar Optimus and Valspar Aspire.
It's a Colortropolis.
Exclusively at Ace.
Be sure and stop by and meet Ham Parr, your new paint manager in Nahana, and see Ian McFadden in the paint studio in Blackshear.
Ace is a place with helpful hardware, folks. Helpful is beautiful.
At participating stores.
Gator fans, are you looking for a new set of wheels and want a great rate to go with it? Well, look no further. United First Federal Credit Union has rates starting at 1.99 for up to 72 months on new or used vehicles. Terms and conditions apply. Come by our new Waycross office on Memorial Drive and talk to Cindy Hickox, Tommy Cannon, or myself, Jack Yarbrough. United First, equal housing lender and federally insured by the NCUA. United First, helping people afford life. And as always, go Gators.
Lions Coffee 31, Effingham 19, third quarter.
31-19 Coffee over Effingham. Surprised that's not real close, but Effingham's hanging in there with Coffee. Greg, I think this second half is a little bit more of what we thought we would see. They've made some corrections. Things are looking pretty positive. This third quarter, a little bit of time left in it, but looks pretty good.
Yeah, and actually I think there's a little bit of fatigue factor. Their defense has been on the field a long time tonight and basically getting pounded with the run.
Etheridge kicks off that high kind of corner pooch kick, lands about the 17-yard line. And he's got some room up the middle. And they're going to be in pretty good field position as he brings it up to about the 39 or 40-yard line.
Well, Bradwell's had fair field position most of the night, they just hadn't been able to capitalize on it, and that Gator defense just hanging tough.
They're tackled in by number 33, which I really don't have on my roster.
And that might be Rawls. They've changed his number several times. It might be Eric Rawls.
Okay.
That's quite possibly. Bradwell on their own 39 puts two people out right, two receivers out right. They put a man in motion just right up the gut. The handoff to, of course, the same name that we've mentioned all night, Mr. Luther Eccles.
Only a junior, and he does a good job, but at some point, you think they're going to have to do something besides running up the middle, down 33-0.
Yeah, their go-to guy definitely this evening is Luther Eccles, as their quarterback, Dwayne Johnson, for the most part, manages the game, does a good job of managing the game, but they keep things pretty conservative, fairly conservative with the wing tee. And the Gators, once again, have not given them much room to work.
We're fixing to see what kind of arm he's got there, Clay.
They split out two to the left. He hands it off to the same Eccles, number 22. Same type of play right between the guard and center, the left guard and center, as he's approaching the 50-yard line, but he's still dealing with a 3rd and medium, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4.
And hands on hips, guys, and now he's trying to stretch out a hamstring. So, he's feeling this, this game right now. They have to call a timeout.
Yeah, that's the end of the third quarter.
Look at the hamstring there, Clay. See, nursing it there.
As we move to the fourth quarter, we might see some young players come in. Let's take a 60-second break. Thank you for listening to Gator Football on WKUB.
Stop by and play ball with Eagle Pond Outfitters and always score a touchdown. We love to make people happy, and money seems to do just that. We loan money on anything of value: tools, jewelry, TVs, guns, cars, boats, motorcycles, campers, anything of value. If you have anything to trade or sell, see us first. We'll guarantee the highest prices on gold and silver. We do title pawn, and we have hunting items too. Need a dollar? Give us a holler. Eagle Pond Outfitters, Waycross, where the eagle flies every day.
Everybody knows Fords are cheaper in the swamp at Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross. The #1 selling truck on the planet for over 36 years is available at Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross. Ron says he'll beat any price on any new Ford. Come on, make him prove it. Go ahead, make him. Home of Ford certified pre-owned vehicles. Because everybody knows Fords are cheaper in the swamp. Ask anybody. Heck, ask John Boy and Billy. They'll tell you.
Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross. Take it from John Boy and Billy. Everybody knows Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
So we're back. This fourth quarter, we've been told we'll have a running clock, 33-0. Ware County up with solid 12 minutes on the clock, but it will be a running clock. Now the clock will stop in cases of timeouts, cases of injuries, but in other cases it just keeps running. So we may not see as many as the young players as we thought, but we do have a whole new crew on the field, and Greg will help us try to kind of decipher who some of these are. Our freshman Jordan Turner is certainly on the field. Eric Rawls is on the field. It looks like as well Gary Williams, number 22, is on the field, as well as Mr. Sells, the other cornerback. So a lot of speed on the field with our young guys.
Sullivan
at the 45-yard line. Bradwell takes it on their own 45. Once again, something up the middle. Looks like a new running back, maybe. They get it across the 50-yard line into Gator territory, but just barely.
It looked like D'Angelo Smith, who played mainly on defense. But, yeah, and you see actually some people leaving a little early tonight. We think we got this thing at hand. And, yeah, going to places like Sandy Bottom, Pebble Hill, things like that, because they close it up, those places up about 10:30 or 11.
That's right. If nothing else, you have to pay a toll or something.
Yeah, something like that. So they're trying to get out there before they actually close it up.
But Ed Flowers said we're going to have fireworks tonight.
Sweet.
Certainly they're not going to leave if we have fireworks. That's what he said. He announced fireworks.
Wow.
So I'll stick around for any fireworks. So Bradwell up into the Gators' 46-yard line. They send someone in motion. They just run that traditional play right up the middle, as simple as it gets out of that formation, out of the wing tee. But it's profitable. They pick up a good 4 to 5 yards against some of our younger guys. This more or less being our JV football team. And I can tell you, although it's JV, Coach Youngblood wants to keep a 0 up on that scoreboard.
Yeah, they do. And, you know, they're getting some yardage, but our guys are hanging tough. But really, just looking at it man on man, we're a little bit overmatched as far as physical size. It's got some smaller kids in there, but it's because they're younger kids.
Bradwell comes out, spreading one out to the left. 2nd and 5 as they run kind of a sweep out of that motion. And he kind of winds his way and turns and twists his body, and he's very close to a Bradwell first down as they approach the Gator, maybe the 37-yard line.
Yeah, Trayvon McCoy run the ball, and to Bradwell's credit, they've taken some of their first teamers out also. Luther Eccles, I don't think, is out there. Of course, he may have had that hamstring problem that Scott was talking about.
Yeah, they're stretching him out over there a little bit. They're trying to give him a breather. And, you know, with a score like this, they ain't no use in losing your horse like that.
That clock just keeps ticking. 4th quarter, we're up safe, 33-0. Bradwell looking at a 3rd and 1. One receiver out wide left. Quarterback under center sends a man in motion, and we get him behind the line, but he fights his way forward. Wow, to give him credit.
It's close.
They're up back, and I think, Scott, at first we got him, but I think his second effort's going to buy them a first down.
It did, maybe by about a football length. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, Ronnie Adams did a good job there, but he just rode him. Ronnie Adams, just rode him for about 2 or 3 yards there.
I think we have Daniel Hampton on the defensive line.
Now, that is an athletic family there. Now, the Hamptons have got a long history there in Gator football. I'd like to say hello to somebody else tonight, too, Miss Gloria Thomas.
Hey, yeah. Good call. Oh, moms.
Oh, moms.
All right, they split 2 out to the left. 1st and 10 for Bradwell into the Gators territory. Basic talk sweep left, and he fishes for some room outside, and he winds his way down the Gator sideline as we finally bring him down. But quite frankly, Bradwell picks up healthy yards as they mark the stick up a good 9 to 10 yards. Maybe, no, they're calling that a first down. So Bradwell gets a first down.
Yeah, down to our 21, and that was actually Isaiah Barnes, the linebacker. Got him listed at linebacker running back, but that's the first time he's carried the ball tonight. And
yeah, he's come in a couple times at fullback, but that's the first time he's carried, Greg. You're exactly right.
Barnes has earned his paycheck this evening, and looks like now he's going to earn a little on the other side of the ball, but they do swap him out momentarily as Bradwell continues to drive on what amounts to be our JV team. They're on the Gators' 21-yard line. One receiver split way out right. Under center, the quarterback goes, and he runs as over the tackle, but we come in and really put a lick on him. Now he picks up healthy yards, but let's give credit. Who was that, Greg, that came in? That was a big-time hit.
Quadrez Reed.
Quadrez Reed comes up and says, I might be on the JV team, but I need my name called out on the radio. So Quadrez answered the call. That's a big-time high school football hit. As that clock, remember, it's a continuous clock. It's running because of the amount of points that we're up on Bradwell, 33-0. The clock just keeps ticking right now about at 7 minutes and 20 seconds. But Bradwell's marching. They're on our 17-yard line and looking strong. They split one out wide. They bring one in motion.
Oh, no,
and they jump, and we jump. But they're calling it on Bradwell.
The center lifted up. He was trying to hear what the quarterback was audible, and what happened, his leg hit the back of the center when he put his leg for the man to go on motion in it, and the center actually lifted up. That was a weird play.
I don't know who was kicking him, I guess, but
so this will put Bradwell in about a 2nd and 11 as they start that clock right back up to run. We still have a goose egg on the board, but our young guys want to protect the goose egg. They like the 0. They like how that feels on homecoming night. Under center with one out wide for Bradwell. They bring a man in motion. Toss sweep out to the left, and he's got a little room to work with. He steps out of bounds, but a penalty comes in kind of late. Scott, what did you see?
Yeah, something that looked like a hold to me from the back. So, you know, what happens when you get out there, it's just like Greg hit on earlier. You know, the guy runs by you and he tries to grab the shoulder pads and hold him up. So I think it's going to go against Bradwell unless my eyes are getting real bad. No, you are correct. They've indicated a hold against Bradwell, and let me tell you, unwritten rule of football is if you're up 33-0 and they call a holding call on the team that's down by 33 points, it's got to be a pretty substantial holding call. So thankful the officials picked up on it as we still make substitutions to try to get some of our new guys in. I see Patrick Sullivan coming into the game. Also want to thank our sponsors. I'll try to get some of those out as this time ticks down, but without these folks, we wouldn't have football radio. Bona Joint Institute, Crawford Jewelers, Southeast Mower and Salt Shop, Farmers and Builders Ace Hardware, United First Federal, Eagle Pawn, and Robbie Robertson Ford. I'll have more to come in just a little bit. Bradwell splits 2 men outright. They put a man in motion, toss sweep right as he cups back. And he seems to have things going for him, and then the Gators just shut it down.
Yeah, they've been trying to run wide more now than they did earlier, and now would be seem to be the time to try to go up the middle. We got some smaller guys in there, but like you said, we need to call some names there. And I know 22 came out a while ago. Gary Williams was doing a good job at defensive end, and just some good, a 10th grader, sophomore, but it's good to get these guys some playing time. I mean, this makes all the difference in the world to them also.
Yeah, Sullivan was in on that tackle, Patrick Sullivan. So, I mean, he's been in for just a couple of plays and was in on that tackle. So,
and I'll tell you something a little bit interesting about this team. After this snap from Bradwell, they're on the Gators 23, facing a 3rd and 12 as they flip-flop. They have to ask for a timeout because they don't have the right personnel in. 5 minutes, 44 seconds. We're up 33-0. Happy homecoming to all. We're going to take a 60-second break. You're listening to Gator Football on WKUB.
Hi, this is Dan Good with Ag South Farm Credit in Blackshear. Ag South has been in business for nearly a century, and when it comes to land and ag loans, we're experts in the field. If you found the perfect piece of property and need financing, give me a call. Ag South has fixed-rate competitive land loans for up to 20 years, and with our co-op status, we return a portion of our profits to our members. We make loans that pay you. Call today at 912-449-4701. And go Gators!
And MLS number 687118, an equal housing lender.
Browning's Medical Arts Pharmacy has a long tradition of excellence in community care. Let registered pharmacist Kenny McCarthy and his staff fill your prescription needs with competency and courtesy. Delivery is just part of our service, and we accept Medicare Part D, State of Georgia, and Medicaid prescription insurance plans. Browning's has a large selection of Watkins products, including a variety of flavorings, and they have Fashion ID jewelry. Browning says, go Gators!
WKUB Blackshear Waycross. Let Wendy Maddox at Cobblestone Realty help you get the best value, whether you're buying or selling. Call Wendy, 912-281-7781.
Everyone knows it's Wendy. Final score for you, Clay. Glenn Academy 16, Richmond Hill 3.
So Glenn comes up big over Richmond Hill. Bradwell back on the field, 3rd and about 11. They bring a man in wide motion, somewhat of a busted play. The quarterback backs up and just throws it really as far as he can. Oh, and a phantom flag comes. Brian wouldn't get on to me now. That's not professional to call something a phantom flag.
Yeah, they threw a flag pretty much for interference on a ball that nobody could catch or even come close to catching, and it was kind of ticky-tacky.
Yeah, that was well, they were bumping, you know, I mean, running into each other, but not bumping. This has been a clean game so far tonight, and that wasn't a cheap shot. And he said he pushed off, and You know, I ain't going to call Jordan Turner's name or nothing like that, but he was innocent in that.
Well, if you're going to call pushing on that, I mean, there was some offensive linemen pushing too, and that's about how much effect it had on the play.
That's right.
Well, let me tell you this. If either the receiver or the defender would have been in the Williams Heights parking lot, they could have caught the ball. So I think that's an uncatchable ball. What I was going to tell you guys earlier, and some of the seniors on this team would probably fight me over this, but I would argue the 3 fastest players on our entire team are on the JV football team. And those 3 people being Jordan Turner, Gary Williams, and then number 21, Alex Sells. Those are the 3 fastest folks. Now, they're smaller built guys, but you want to talk about speed at cornerback that we have coming up. We don't have the height. We don't have the big Richard Sherman cornerbacks, but we certainly have speed. Other folks that we want to thank tonight, Browning's Medical Arts, Mr. Kenny McCarthy, we say thank you. Waycross Heating and Air, Wilbur James Tire Pro, Community United Federal, Lee Hardware, Vibe Broadband, Ag South, First Southern Bank, Mayo Clinic Health System, The Body Shop, Carolina Skiff.
Yeah, Carolina Skiff. That's especially one you need to name, Clay, because you've been out with me on the boat, and if I can't sink one, that boat can't be sunk, can it?
I wouldn't think so, and thank you as well to Walker Jones, Flash Foods, Prime South, and Wendy Maddox. This younger Bradwell team splits 2 out to the left. It's 1st and 10 because of a flag that we're still questioning. A little pause, a busted play of sorts. I don't think they were both on the same page.
Fumble, too. Let's see.
And I think we're saying we might have it.
We do. I think we're the last one on the bottom of the pile. We got it.
Yeah.
Wow.
We got it.
So we got it. The clock continues to run.
Just a funny-looking play there, guys. I mean, it was almost like they stopped it with a whistle, but you didn't hear a whistle, and next thing you know, Ware County's got the ball.
Ronnie Adams come up with the ball with that ball.
Hey, just a sophomore. Ronnie Adams is going to be big. If Ronnie Adams takes care of business, he gets to pick from a group of colleges.
And I'm not sure who got it. Ryder Rouse was out there in the middle of it.
Yeah, Ryder's tough. Now, that pound for pound, he could probably play with Belcher, you know.
He's going out on the offensive line now. Ryder is. He has a new number. Number 67 is Ryder Rouse. We have Sales, who was at cornerback. We have Sales in now at running back. We split 1 out wide. This is our young guys. We run the small and sifty Sales, and we got a flag that comes in at least a matinee and a half after the play is over.
Yeah, it was on us. It looked like it was
Jacob Hendricks out there at quarterback.
That is right. Jacob's getting some time, so we got in a new quarterback. We're rotating in a lot of different people.
A lot of young players, and, you know, it's easy to make a mistake when you're young like that. You're not even looking at the scoreboard. You're just trying to beat your man, you know, any way you can. And unfortunately, you get caught with that, and that's something the coach will address after the game with these young players, too.
Rajah Bradley comes in, one of our better JV running backs, kind of the future of Ware County right here before our eyes. As this running clock has kind of come to a stop, but they'll start it right back up in a hurry. 4 minutes, 14 seconds left. But keep in mind, we're at our own 6-7 yard line with a young bunch of guys out there. Under center, number 18 hands it off to Jordan Turner, who's got a ton of foot speed, and he hits the corner and gains back a lot of the yards that we have lost. So Jacob Hendricks under center.
You remember when was it, 2 weeks ago, Clay, he was trying to long snap for us, remember?
Yeah, and so that's when Tristan Yeomans went down with a stinger.
That's
and he
right.
came in at long snapper. So
yeah, he did.
Got a lot of versatility there with young Gators that are coming up to play. Special at our post-game show, young Evan Smoke, the Smokester, Little Smokes, coming up to give us a 7th grader's preview on football. A lot of motion, but they choose not to call it. And
Wow.
man, at the shiftiness of that. Wow, that's Alex Sales. That's what I told. That's one of our 3 fastest guys, and I'm here to tell you, Greg, he can move, can he?
Yeah, that was impressive there. And what's even more impressive, they have some of their starters out there. I know they've substituted some as far as Bradwell, but there was a hole there, and the little kid hit it hard.
Well, he outrun us blocking.
Between Sales, Williams, and Turner, football will be positive for Ware County for years to come. Hendricks under center. Of course, we keep it pretty basic. We hand the ball off once again This is to Sales. Now, if Sales, I'm going to guess, if he comes soaking wet with his pads on out of a swimming pool, maybe at 140, 145 pounds.
And that is stretching it looks like. I don't know. Yes. He might can make the midget weight limit in the rec department.
Coleman Dixon checks out. Checking ins, I believe Hagan at offensive line. A bunch of young guys will try to get their names. I believe that's Blackburn over the ball at center.
It is.
2 minutes and 18 seconds with this running clock. Gators up 33-0 in the fourth quarter. The whistles blow. I think the Gators move a little bit early. Oh, I'm sorry. Pardon me. Offsides against Bradwell.
Mm-hmm.
They got big 79 back out there, the nose guard, and he's the one that's jumped a couple of times, but he's a big old kid, I'm telling you.
I think earlier we noted him at about 355.
355.
Our Blackburn, our center, our 10th grader, up against him, giving up right at about 180 pounds, if my math is right. I might be doing Omar math, but it's a ton of weight that he's giving up.
Well, he's doing a good job, though.
Oh, yeah, he's a Blackburn. He's tough enough to handle it.
Yeah, 355, I mean, that was like the curfew in college, right?
Yeah. That's
355.
That's a healthy boy. Blackburn over the ball. We stay bunched tight with our wing. Hendricks talks, moves Gary Williams back. The coach says, nope, Gary Williams is right where he needs to be. Time's ticking down. We move a little early. The official doesn't call it. We run right off of that right wing side to Sales, not picking up a lot as we're looking close to the 1 minute mark.
Yeah, so just got tripped up there, had a hold, and you're right, he's quick now.
Oh, and, he's super quick.
I'd like to see him get a little space there because I don't think anybody could catch him.
We are going now about close to under a minute. This our homecoming evening. The Gators look to go 4-0 as they fake it and have the quarterback to keep it in somewhat of a boot. That's a new quarterback, Taj Williams, a 9th grader from the Waycross Middle School program, comes up.
Willie Miner for Bradwell on the tackle, and he's out there as a 9th grader.
Congratulations to both middle schools this week winning both of their homecoming games. Also, our Gator volleyball team now in a loss to Camden County, but keep in mind Camden County sets the bar for all volleyball. Our girls volleyball took them to 25-21.
Wow.
2 or 3 years ago, those types of teams, we were scoring 4 or 5 points against them. I'll be honest, in volleyball, I don't even know if they're called points. But 25-21, we give Camden County a scare. Coach Gina Howell doing an excellent job with that volleyball program. We're under 20 seconds. We can't quite get our play situated.
I think we have to run one more play before the clock runs out.
Yeah, we're at the 9-second mark. Maybe even the victory formation is to come. Uh-oh, they're stopping the clock.
Actually, delay.
Delay of game?
Yeah.
So I think Greg's right. We'll have to run one more play as they mark off the 5 yards against us as our young guys, including Trevor Ford on the field, as well as getting some playing time. James Lucas, big 9th grader, big James Lucas, one of the better wrestlers we have coming up in our program. So that's the ball game. Good news, homecoming Gator fans. Final score is Ware County 33, Bradwell Institute with the goose egg. That is 8 consecutive quarters where we hold our opponents scoreless as the fireworks go off and homecoming is still well underway. Congratulations, your number 1 5A Gators, 33-0. Let's take a 2-minute station break, and you're listening to Gator Radio on 105.1 WKUB.
Waycross Heating and Cooling, your carrier dealer, reminds you it's time to get your unit checked out to avoid problems later. And when your present system just won't cut it anymore, let Jeff Wade install a new carrier heat pump and see how much money you can save on your power bill. Call 285-2303 or stop by Waycross Heating and Cooling, 1801 State Street, Waycross. Turn to the experts, and remember, there's nothing like a carrier.
Hi, this is Neil Bennett from Wilbur James Tire Pros. It's that time of year again, football season. You know what that means: more tailgates, more carpooling to practices and away games. Basically, more use out of your car. It's the time when you need your vehicle and tires to be performing at their peak. Whether you need a new set of tires, an oil change, brake service, alignment, or scheduled maintenance, we'll get the job done right the first time. For service you can trust, visit Wilbur James Tire Pros in Waycross today or go online at wilburjamestirepros.com.
Thinking about redecorating? Lee Hardware says maybe changing up your wall color, even on the outside? Create ambiance you can't wait to come home to with rich, beautiful colors from Valspar Medallion Premium Interior and Exterior Paints. They're available at Lee Hardware and Building Supply in Waycross. Lee Hardware is a family-owned business. They feature a complete selection of lumber, millwork, and related building materials. And of course, famous Valspar paint. Lee Hardware says, go Gators!